New testimony from the boyfriend, lover of the alleged Charlie Kirk assassin. Images of the bullets. And they accidentally published the love letter or the confession letter, I guess. It's a pretty wild story, and it's sparking wild conspiracies, largely because, listen, let me just start by saying you're allowed to question official narratives whenever you want. We need positive evidence in order to pursue many of these conspiracy theories. We don't have strong alternate theories, but there are people desperate on pushing fringe, unhinged conspiracies. In fact, many of these people are intentionally lying. They are using a technique called assumptive manipulation or assumptive reasoning, where you provide two pieces of information that seem to fit together to trick the person listening into assuming they are part of the same story. A simple example would be like, if you shouted out something, you know, someone stole my wallet, and then immediately go, it's Ian. And then the assumption is, even though I never said he did it, you want people to assume he's the guy who did it. And I said, no, I was just pointing to Ian because he was standing there. This is the game they're playing, and I'm not having any of it. So we've got major viral posts. We've got Ben Shapiro, I guess, now being accused of orchestrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. It's all fake, and it's largely because ad rates are low, political interest is at a low point. Advertisers don't want to buy. So what are these people doing? Lying and grifting any way they can to make a quick buck. We're going to talk about that because that's the big news. Big news. Donald Trump switched planes. I don't know if you guys saw this. He didn't want to fly in that Qatari plane for some reason, which is very strange considering, remember when we were like, the war's over, but you know, it's not over because it just keeps, great. I'm not having a good time. We'll talk about that and a lot more. Before we get into all that, my friends, we got a great sponsor for you. It is Backyard Butchers. My friends, you guys got to go to Backyard Butchers. Real American beef. Do you guys know that just 4 companies control the majority of America's beef supply? The largest is foreign owned. This is a major security issue. Now here's what's really gross. Did you know that a single pound of conventional grocery store ground beef can contain DNA from hundreds of different cattle? That's that's pretty nasty, right? So what's the solution? As Americans, we got to return to tradition, where you know your rancher, know your land, and know where your meat is coming from. That's why we love Backyard Butchers. They are the American tradition. Backyard Butchers offers premium American beef from real Texas ranchers, born, raised, and processed right here in the USA. 98% grass-fed, 2% grain-finished, 0 hormones, 0 antibiotics, 0 preservatives. Go to backyardbutchers.com and use promo code TIM for up to 30% off, 2 free 10-ounce ribeyes plus free shipping. And this summer, Backyard Butchers is celebrating America's 250th anniversary with a free America 250 box. When you purchase a steakhouse box, complete with burgers and hot dogs, built for the greatest holiday party, which I hope you guys had a very, very good one over the past weekend, the 4th of July. You guys got to pick it up. Go to backyardbutchers.com, use promo code TIM for up to 30% off and 2 free 10-ounce ribeyes plus free shipping. Thank you, Backyard Butchers, for sponsoring the show. And join us at timcast.com. Be a member of the Discord. We can't do this work without you. As a member, you get access to the Discord, of course, to hang out with like-minded individuals, as well as the uncensored portion of the show, call-in portion, I should say, where you can call in. The premium version of that is Rumble exclusive, but if you'd like to call in, Timcast Discord. Don't forget to also smash that like button, share the show with everyone you've ever met in your life. Joining us tonight to talk about this and everything else is Jamie Kennedy.
What's up, buddy? Thank you for having me.
We were already having such an amazing conversation before the show started.
Oh, boy.
This happens all the time. Like, we should just literally press play as soon as we get in the studio.
I know. I didn't want to talk too much because I want to save it for the cameras.
Yeah. We got the boys hanging out.
Hi, everybody. Good to be here. Hey, Phil.
What's up, everybody? Phil here. How you doing?
Yeah, let's get into this, man.
Guys, let's get into it.
I had to keep my mouth shut in the pre-show.
Ian, he was like that meme of the guy with the vein bursting.
Yes,
like,
yes.
All right, here we go. We got a bunch of stories. We're just going to rip through them so we can just get into the whole nitty-gritty of this. Lance Twiggs reveals Tyler Robinson confessed to Charlie Kirk's murder after sneaking back to their love nest. So we're getting all of this testimony, and it's really doing not so good for these conspiratards, we call them. Take a look at this. Redacted letter from Tyler Robinson to trans lover accidentally shown in court, which it says if you are reading, handwriting's better than mine, but still bad. If you are reading this, per my text, then I am so sorry. I left the house this morning on a mission and set an auto text. I am likely dead or facing a lengthy prison sentence. I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I took it. I don't know if I will / have succeeded, but I had hoped to make it home to you. I wish we could have lived in, and then I guess they weren't supposed to show that, which is crazy. We also have this. Prosecutors reveal trans sex joke engraved on the bullets. We're learning that Lance Twiggs, the lover, was granted immunity for testifying. And it's bad news for the conspiracy theorists who now are, I guess, accusing Ben Shapiro. They're saying Ben Shapiro did it?
Like, there might be a conspiracy of people encouraging this guy to go do it. There might be an underground network. I don't know that I've seen any evidence of that yet, so I haven't allocated much brain power to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth noting that, like, look, all the evidence that we've seen points to Tyler. Everything that people say is some kind of contradictory evidence isn't actually evidence. It's they're saying this is weird or this is something that doesn't make sense or what have you, but it's all conjecture and it's not actually any evidence.
You know what bothers me the most, though? The conspiracy theorists. Again, like I'm a big fan of conspiracy theories. I think we learned the conspiracy theorists over the past several years trying to be right about everything, but not. I'm being hyperbolic. Obviously, some things were not true. In this instance, I think, by all means, you can ask any question, you can challenge any narrative. That's always fantastic. But you need positive evidence, right? Why did they not just come out and go, Robinson works for Israel? Like, you can have your Israel conspiracy theory and whatever you want. And then just say, he works for Israel, because then it fits. But to be like, no, he's a patsy. They put him on the roof. It's like, huh?
It's just
I don't. Do you realize who you booked today? I mean, I'm kind of on the board of conspiracy tards.
Oh,
Good.
So
yeah, but we like a lot of them.
but here's the deal.
Not
Please bring me down
I
to
don't
your level.
know where we stand with this. So take me through this, because. So are we going with the official narrative? Because I've been following it since it happened. That Lance did it and acted alone.
Tyler Robinson.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
No, I don't know. I don't believe that Tyler Robinson acted alone.
Okay, so going up the steps, as your man told me here, the limp was because of the gun.
The explanation that they gave is that he's got the gun down his pant leg.
Okay.
And so he's limping because he can't bend his knee.
Is the official narrative that he did it alone?
I don't know, actually, because the FBI was investigating Discord chats, as well as there was a big story of trans individuals posting online, presuming foreknowledge of Charlie's assassination.
One shooter or not?
One shooter,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so that's the official narrative, correct?
Yep.
So
Well, just to be careful, acting alone is different from he pulled the trigger. He could have gotten help to get there. There were several vehicles in front of his house, like the week prior. We don't know who was helping him plan this, if anybody. But for Charlie getting shot, it was, the story is Tyler Robinson on the roof, pulled out the gun, pulled the trigger, shot Charlie, and then fled.
okay, so I saw some videos this week, but I don't know. It might have been fringe videos that were saying some of the evidence wasn't totally adding up.
What evidence?
I don't know. I don't remember the video, but
Well,
I just
then,
remember
yeah.
it didn't seem like it was
Maybe.
a clean case. Am I wrong to say that?
I haven't seen that.
So by all means, you can claim the deep state orchestrated this case and planted evidence. But as far as that goes, they did it airtight.
Yeah, this seems
So,
really
so the
clear.
evidence is like it's open and closed. You know.
Okay.
It's just a matter of were there people behind the scenes, and that all those if they were chatting on Discord, even and they tried to delete it, dude, Discord can still get all that metadata and reproduce the chats and the texts, and the FBI's probably already got it.
So what was his reasoning for murdering him?
because Charlie Kirk was a hateful man because he's a Christian that believed that things like the LGBT ideology was bad. He believed that trans people were not, I guess, kosher, if you want to call it. And he was spreading hate, is what the argument was made. So
Yep.
Super
basically,
generic.
There you go.
He was,
well, I
he
mean,
was saying it's
you-
like he's
you-
a Christian, so they,
You can get a
that's
little bit
bad.
more
But
complicated
didn't
than that.
he argue with everyone and give everyone when you talk to them?
And he won.
Yeah, he was
Didn't
a
he
dick.
talk with LGBTQ and
yeah,
different
and he won.
races?
He'd be a jerk. I mean, he'd be a prick sometimes, but not like intention. Like everyone's gonna be like, "Get out of my face! Get out of here!" And like, you'd be like, "Oh, okay, he was mad," but like, he's just a guy. He was just a guy, but he was doing God's work.
He was
Like,
the most
forging
effective
diplomacy.
right cultural figure.
Yeah.
Turning Point was the most powerful political organization. It had overtaken the RNC. And, dare I say, Turning Point is, like we had two insurgencies. You had the Bernie Sanders insurgency in the Democratic Party, and you had the Trump insurgency. The DSA represents the left populist insurgency into the Democratic Party, and Charlie Kirk represented the right, which was unstoppable. The machine state did not want that to be the case. So what we're seeing now, and I'm going to go ahead and say, I every day I believe I'm more and more correct about this. Tucker Carlson referencing starting a third party. Okay, guys, like I've been talking about this for a long time. They want to go back to the era of the Obama-Romney style elections. They don't want insurgent populists. They want the left and the right to be controlled, opposition against each other. And I think that's where we're headed. I think that's the issue. And I think Charlie Kirk, he was the most. So if you're Tyler Robinson, we can look at it two ways. You can look at it from the conspiracy perspective, which is he was killed for some higher purpose, some nefarious purpose from some powerful organization, and that is Charlie is the leader of the right insurgency against the establishment. If you look at it from the more mainstream narrative of why would Tyler Robinson kill him, for literally the same reason, from a different perspective. Charlie was leading the quote-unquote fascists. He was making Trump win.
No, look, I'm a conspiracy theorist on a lot of things. This one, I don't know what the truth is, but I'm listening to you guys because I haven't been following it since the assassination. But they were saying that it wasn't so clean cut, but you're saying it seems pretty clean cut.
I mean, the better argument for conspiracy is that it's an orgy of evidence.
Okay.
You're familiar with Minority Report?
Of course.
I'm not actually.
Colin Farrell walks it. So
pre-crime.
That I know, but I don't know the.
So the scene is. They go into a room.
You're committing a crime right now in your mind.
That's not orgy of evidence, though. So in Minority Report, it's Tom Cruise, and he gets there's a precognition that he's going to murder a man, and Tom Cruise is like, I would not do this. His child went missing years ago, and so when he gets to this, he finds the hotel, the apartment, or the hotel room where everything went down, and he's like, I need to know why this happened. And when he gets there, he finds all of these photos of his son, and then he sees a man standing there, and he's like about to cry, and then he's like, they were right, I am going to kill you, because he believes it's the man who kidnapped and murdered his son. But then he remembers what one of the precogs says or something, and then he doesn't do it. When the police come into the scene and see everything that happened, they're like, oh, this is why his character wants to murder the guy. And Colin Farrell, who's the independent outside detective, goes, no way, this is fake. It's an orgy of evidence. He's like, murder, like the pedophile who killed this kid is not going to scatter all the pictures for him to find. Like, this is a setup. So I would say if you want to get conspiratorial, the bigger conspiracy is not that there was exploding mics or a man hiding in the bushes. It's that the bullets got an engraving. There's a letter. He was on the roof. He had the gun. It lines up perfectly, except for Occam's razor. Yeah, it's a wackaloon lefty online Redditor guy with a trans girlfriend who hates Charlie. Charlie's leading the charge for the right populists. They say every day, kill Republicans and things like that. And so this dude decided to go and get violent. It's surprising to me that people have these conspiracies, considering we watched the left get violent nonstop for a decade, threatening to murder conservatives, and they've literally done it to, like, Aaron Danielson in Portland when a lefty with a BLM tattoo walked up and shot him twice in the chest for no reason. So then they're like, I don't believe this guy would do this. Like, what do you mean? It's been literally happening nonstop.
Right, and it is a correlation with, like, the Kennedy. I don't know why, I just think a lot about the Kennedy assassination.
Well, the Kennedy assassination has a lot of smoke around it.
Yeah, and it seems obvious the guy was yelling, I'm a patsy.
Are we still believing the official narrative?
I don't.
Well, I interviewed Ron Paul, and he was like, the CIA did it. I asked RFK Jr.
Ron Paul said that?
Oh, yeah, and so did RFK. RFK
Live
Jr.
on TV, yes.
He said CIA.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I asked RFK Jr., and he was like, yes. He didn't say, yeah, the CIA. He said, yeah, the CIA did it.
Some people think it was that Oswald was deeply connected to the communists and the Russians, and that Lyndon Johnson covered it up because he didn't want to go to war with Russia. So he's like, we just can't tell anybody any of this.
Look, I don't believe nothing, but listen, you guys are. But one of the things I did hear, because I wasn't following it once this happened, the gun and how you get the gun, and he said it very simply before the show. He's like, listen, it's a two-piece gun, you put it together, it's not hard. He said it, and he's a Marine, so you know what I mean. And no, I listen to Marines. Do you know what I'm saying?
That gun in particular, it could be disassembly.
Two-piece.
That's the big thing for the normal.
It's just a stock and a barrel.
When I was
in action.
When I went to Arizona, and what these people do. Let me just say this because we're going to get into the other portion of the story. These evil scumbag, manipulative liars, is they know that it's very difficult for us to reveal security information as to who our personnel are, their training, the things they're doing, the things they're talking about, and they're exploiting that, the safety of us and our families, to try and get clicks and create conspiracies. And, Clint Russell is doing that. Candace, of course, did that. Candace claimed my brother tried to murder me because she is an evil witch. But I will just say this: one of my security guys, the moment, like right after it happened, he was like, the moment I saw the video, I said 30-6, and this is a guy who is a SEAL team sniper, and he was like, oh yeah, from like the angle and the sound, I was like, that's a 30-6, no doubt. And he was like, I wish my wife was recording me when I said it. That's how sure I was. And so I was like, oh wow. And this was like a week or two after it happened. He was like, man. So this guy, a SEAL team sniper that works with us, was outright like, yep, that's what it is. I'm like, okay. Then I go online and there's a bunch of people being like, I'm a Marine instructor, I'm a, gunsmith or whatever. It's not possible. And I'm just like, they've already given up that argument. They used to argue it was impossible. Now they're arguing it's improbable. Now they're saying, well, it's really unlikely that therefore, and it's like, okay, just stop.
Arguing what's improbable?
That the argument they make is a 30-6 is so large it would have ripped through Charlie's neck.
But you're saying, but the gun has a soft, or the bullets were soft tipped.
The bullet's soft tip.
So they expand.
But and we don't know what the load of the cartridge was. It doesn't even matter. The point is it possible? Yeah. Like a guy wins the lottery, do we go, that's not possible. There's no way he won. It's 1 in 600 million. How can he possibly do it? No, we go, oh wow, someone won the lottery, right? So the conspiracy theorists have largely abandoned that argument and are now saying, they're like, well, it's just very unlikely, so that's why we don't believe it. It's like, oh, okay, well, unlikely is still possible. Thank you and have a nice day.
Yeah, especially in war. Like if something happens in a war, don't sit around think about how unlikely it is that the enemy was shelling you. Like better take evasive action when the shells hit the ground.
And did this kid's father, am I wrong to say, did he turn him in?
Yep, family turned him in.
And was he also in the military or no?
I don't know.
Did he was he raised? Was there something with him?
I don't know. But the family turned him in.
Friend who was like an ex-cop or something
So
like that?
he knew about guns.
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
So we've got images of bullet fragmentation right here. Here's the bullet.
Ooh.
You can see that it is deformed.
Yep.
Quite a bit.
That's
So that
mostly
means
just
it
copper
blew
jacket,
up.
too.
So my first
That was a
thought,
hollow point or a soft tip?
Soft tip.
soft tip, and it hit his spine, hit his vertebrae, and likely, tilted down and splattered or something. Yeah.
Bullets do weird things when they enter, a medium like flesh, right? Like they don't. If it's a full metal jacket, which means the copper jacket is all the way to the front, it has more of a chance of going all the way through. But a soft point is designed to deform. That picture that we just saw, basically you were looking at mostly copper. The lead is all gone into, got shredded and stuff. But there's a guy that was a Green Beret that got shot with a 7.62 by 54R, which is about the same size as a 30-06. It entered in the back of his shoulder, just above his plate, went down and came out his hip. Bullets do weird things. Bullets just do weird things when they hit bodies.
I want to jump to this next story, which is where the drama is all going. We have this clip from Ben Shapiro I want to play first and foremost. The story is that Ben is being accused of orchestrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And what we're going to hear next is, no, I never said that. But the insinuation is very clear when you claim Charlie was betrayed by Ben Shapiro, and that it's very strange that Charlie's security would be talking with Ben's security. But here's the clip first.
Where I was when all this was happening, I was in Los Angeles. I had sort of a breakfast/lunch meeting with somebody. And I got the news that Charlie had been shot, and my security was on the phone with Charlie's security because nobody knew what the hell was going on. Well, Charlie was still in the back of the car, and we were sort of getting updates along the way. At 2:40 p.m., so I remember where I was.
What did Ben just say? His security was getting updates from Charlie's security while he was still in the back of the car, getting updates along the way. What does that mean?
Sort of getting updates. Even.
What does that
I don't
mean?
know. Maybe they got a text from someone. A guy texted a guy.
What do you think that means?
His security was talking to Charlie's security. It seems like they were downloading as they were getting information.
How do you feel about it?
How do I feel about it? I don't.
Yeah.
I would think that if their security,
as CEO, as chairman of the board of Conspiratards, do you think anything of? Do you have any thoughts?
if you're in that world, it's a very close knit world. So something crazy happened to a huge leader, and they go, "Dude, listen." They hear it and they go, "If you know a guy on that detail, no, I don't think that's odd because
so here's what
you're
Candace
getting
posted.
inside information because that's what you talk to those people. It's like an NFL player hearing that someone was traded.
Right. Candace Owens posted breaking news. Ben Shapiro just confessed on his show that while Charlie was being transported to the hospital and bleeding out to death, his security was on the phone with Charlie's security receiving updates. I knew it. Someone explained to me why during the minutes while Charlie was dying in the backseat of a car, Charlie's security team was providing updates to Ben's team rather than focusing entirely on saving Charlie Kirk's life and finding the killer.
That's retarded.
I will remind you that all that Brian Harpole, I'm going to pause real quick and just mention, who did security personally for Candace, and she knows this. I won't get into finer details, but yep. Anyway, one of the security members who was in that and is suing her, by the way, was in the car at the hospital, is currently suing me and using Ben Shapiro's lawyer, who has sued me relentlessly on Ben's behalf for the last 3 years. Ben Shapiro hated Charlie. Everyone knew that. So why the hell was this demon receiving updates in the mere minutes after Charlie was hit en route to the hospital? All caps. Who on Charlie's security team betrayed him in this way? Everything Ben did following the assassination made my alarm bells go off. I have told you guys that there is something about the Daily Wire and blah, blah, blah. We get it. What did Colvett mean when he told me it was supposed to be you? Nothing, because he probably never said that. That's a lie. Why did Turning Point betray Charlie so quickly? Why didn't Ben mention by having Ben open Amfest? I clocked that Ben was too invested in this. Ben Shapiro is satanic. Everything in my soul tells me he worships Satan. Literally, look at his demeanor in this clip. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let me answer these questions for you. It's very, very easy. The reason why I asked you what you thought about it first, because you didn't see what Candace had said, so hearing what Ben said. Our team also was being informed on what was going on with Charlie Kirk afterwards, and there's a bunch of reasons why. We're friends with Charlie and his team, so the people on our team who are like literally talk to Charlie's team all the time, immediately we're calling them. Our security company personally knows their security company. I could be wrong about this because I don't know exactly which companies they hire, but there's one big company that is security for all of the prominent right-wing personalities. And I forgot the name of this company, but someone came to me and they said, hey, this company that does, all these conservatives, they're asking if we want to, work with them because they'll do like a package rate. And I was like, no, we like our security guys. Like our security company we've worked with, and we like our guys. I'm not going to, like they're our friends. We hang out, we get dinner together. Like, it's not just like there's a guy hiding behind you in a suit. It's like, no, they're security. It's what they do. They got armor, they're strapped, they got medical capabilities. So immediately after these things are going on, everyone in the security world, particularly in this place, are getting updates. More importantly, Ben did not say that the 4 guys tending to Charlie stopped what they were doing and called me on the phone. This is the game that they are playing. It's called assumptive manipulation or assumptive reasoning. The goal is you provide... So look what she said. She called it confessing. That creates the insinuation that Ben is admitting to doing something wrong. I knew it is a manipulation to be like, something is going wrong. Charlie was betrayed. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys what likely happened. After Charlie gets shot, there's probably 15 security guys. 4 of them picked up Charlie, brought him in the car. 1 was holding pressure on his neck. One of them, maybe not even in the car, relays information to their logistics team at HQ. Because you don't just have 4 guards and nothing else. Security companies have a headquarters with an office where people sit at desks and coordinate information, call hospitals, plan insurance payments, or reach out to insurance for payments. So when this happens, one of the first things the immediate security does is tend to Charlie. The guys on the team who can't do anything else immediately call 911. They then call their logistics or get on their radio and say, Charlie's been hit, we're moving now. And they give updates via radio or phone. They leave the phone on and talk to their logistics team. The logistics of that security tells other guards who are on detail. If this company had other people, and Harpole has done this for Candace too, if there are other prominent conservatives with security, they are going to flag it to every single guard. Charlie Kirk's been hit. He took a bullet to the neck. He's currently stable in the back of the car on the way to the hospital. Be on high alert. Everybody with security companies worth their salt got that information. So why is Ben's security team talking to Charlie's security team? 1, it may have actually been the same company, meaning his team is in reference to the guards that he has who got updates from the logistics of their own company telling them, hey, Ben could be in danger. Someone just got Charlie. I'd be willing to bet, I don't know what Ben's talked about this, but I'd be willing to bet security was like, get inside now.
Of course.
So our team is a private company that we're not using any of the big guys. But our company are friends with all of these guys and direct communication with them. And I will stress this, the reason why I know that Brian Harpole provided security to Candace is because our security company knows all those guys. There's very few people in security. It's a small world.
I have 3 comments.
Yes.
A, let's go as a lay person, just as a person, I was literally eating my eggs. I saw the horrific video and my phone literally blew up as it was opening, just by people going, "Did you see this? Did you see this?" Okay, that's just number one.
Yeah.
Number two is, if I was shooting something at Universal and there was some type of incident, I do 100% agree. Warner Brothers would get a call. Paramount would get a call. Sony, yo, there's some crazy shit over here at Universal. Just be on alert.
Yep.
Netflix would get a call. Every studio would get a call. That's just
and it would be a specific call.
Yes.
So if you took let's say a crazy guy ran up and whacked you with a club, they would say a man looking to be in his 30s wearing a trench coat just hit Jamie with a club in the back of the head. Look out because they're trying to tell them what to protect for.
Yeah. So it's a small system. So that doesn't seem odd to me at all. It's a small world security, and of many things, like an event, whatever. Let's go though. I just remembered something, dude. Tell me about the old man
Who yelled out, "I did it."
What was that? That is, I'm not trying to be conspiracy. I'm not saying anything. I'm just, what
You're
was
allowed
that?
to ask.
That's weird as fuck.
So apparently that guy was a pedo or something. That's what was posted on the internet. I'll be very careful about allegations that are not confirmed. But he had some weird charge, was banned from the wasn't he got arrested for having images of underage kids on his phone. Mm-hmm. He had been banned from the property for making bomb threats. They've alleged, I guess, and he was an anti-Kirk guy. The argument is that he did that to help the killer escape.
Okay, he was okay. So
it diverted attention from security.
Okay,
and people were telling me after it happened, like personalities, like some dude in the crowd jumped up and shot him and then screamed, "I did it."
Not to push back or anything. Let's go back here. So you heard the term crisis actors.
Yes.
Do you believe those are true?
Well,
1 to 100, 20%,
62.
62%.
Yeah.
There is video, could be AI, and pictures of that guy at other weird events.
Because I'll put it like this. I don't like the term crisis actor because I believe that's a red herring intended to manipulate what's actually going on. What people will do is they'll find images of people who look similar and then claim they're the same person.
True.
The goal of which I believe is to stop actual populist investigation. Mm-hmm. So if you have 100,000 people interested in digging into what happened with Charlie Kirk, and you don't want them to find out, you got to throw red herrings out there, so they all run the wrong direction. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm careful on. So there are individuals who are like, we've seen this before, where law enforcement or some kind of agitator shows up to a protest and starts fights and violence intentionally, and we don't know who they are, where they come from. They may be left, they may be right, they may be government, they may be CIA. We don't know. But there's a video, I think during the BLM riots, where there's like a protest in the street, and a guy in all black walks up out of nowhere with a hammer, smashing windows, and then just leaves. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, that dude's not a protester. So what is that? So and that's not a crisis actor. So what is this? What are these like fake people?
Look, you're saying if something real is happening and they want to, they put some stuff in their chaos to keep everything crazy.
You want people to go in the wrong direction.
And if other people influencers put some chaos in there, they'll happily use that chaos and make sure you look the other way too.
I don't think it's weird at all the security teams would talk. Because you also have security. She has security. Everyone has security. And in this world.
There's not a whole lot that I can say because, for the obvious thing is any reasonable person knows security is communicating with all other security all the time. They're friends. A lot of these guys serve together. Mm-hmm. There's not that many dudes who do like international wet work type stuff and then come back and do what they call EP, executive protection.
I want to say just the same thing. For you guys in my world, it'd be called a set cop. There's just cops that they get the cush job of being a set cop. So if something happens on one set over here on Sweetser and you're shooting in Pacoima, they would be on the radio. Yo, something weird happened on Sweetser. That's the set cop. So it's the same type of thing.
Here's what Clint Russell responded to Candace with. For those that haven't followed this closely, Charlie Kirk was placed in the vehicle in under a minute. The car ride was less than 10, likely less than 5. So within 5 or 10 minutes, Shapiro Security was getting real-time updates from Charlie Kirk Security, and that was relayed to Shapiro when they should have been working tirelessly to save his life. What Clint is doing here is called assumptive manipulation. First, we've never concluded, nor did Ben say, that his team was on the phone with the guys in the car. So when he says they should have been working tirelessly to save his life, the purpose of that sentence is to, in your mind, create an image of Charlie's security team in the car not rendering aid and instead calling Ben Shapiro, which no one said. He wants you to assume that. Shapiro was not Charlie Kirk's friend. I mean, that's just absolutely not true. I'm not going to pretend the guys play. You know, I say Charlie Kirk and I were friends. We didn't play pool together or anything like that. But I think he'd be offended if I said he wasn't my friend. You know, but like I'd see him periodically. I text them, you know, rarely, but I consider him a friend. Charlie Kirk did not work for Daily Wire, which is true. While the rest of the world was just learning about the shot being fired somehow, Shapiro has a direct line to the security team, which just failed to secure their protectee. This is weird beyond belief, and I hope everyone will set their bias aside and really think about how this was even possible. So disturbing. Clint is not stupid. We've known him for a long time, and Clint has gone down a very dark path recently, and I assume it's out of desperation for attention. Clint knows full well that security teams communicate with other security teams. He knows everything you just described. How a set cop is going to radio, hey guys, here's what just happened, to logistics. Why is he trying to make people assume that Charlie Kirk security wasn't rendering aid and instead we're on the phone with Ben Shapiro's team?
Yeah, that's...
Instead of I'm going to put it like this. Everybody's got a guy in a chair.
Everybody's got a radio guy.
So the most important thing in any security, in any law enforcement, any military is communications. So the first thing you're going to see is security guards render aid. The second thing you're going to see is they're going to call emergency services. The third thing, they're going to relay to their head office, our client just got shot. The logistics team is then going to put out an alert to their contractors, affiliates, and their friends. Guys, this is what just happened. Here are the updates. Now I'm going to say this to Clint because Clint, I believe, I believe Clint has become very evil. He's doing another manipulative thing. I'll just pull up his tweets. Actually, I'll pull up my tweets and I'm going to break down the manipulation that he's trying to play to.
You know, like, what does he think? What kind of image is he trying to put in people's head about what, like, rendering aid is? The guy got shot in the neck. You apply pressure, and you try to stop the bleeding, and like you get him to the hospital where they can do proper care. There's only so much you can do. If someone's shot one time in the neck, you put a bandage on. You can't throw a tourniquet on a neck. So you throw a bandage on there and you try and apply pressure and you try and do your best to keep the blood that's left inside of them. Then they're not going to have, like, you know, plasma or they're not going to give them an IV of blood in the car on the way. It's not like it's an ambulance.
So I'm going to show you what Clint responded with. He says, Charlie was at the hospital within 10 minutes of getting hit. I flat out don't believe you. You posted he had a pulse an hour later. So not while en route to the hospital, not a chance. And since you're calling me fake, you can prove me wrong. I said, Charlie's team isn't just 4 people. They have logistics, and you know it. My team was in communication with them with them as well. You're also full of it. He says, so your claim is that you were receiving updates within 10 minutes of the attack, but not from the SUV. Someone on a security team that was not with Charlie was able to update you on his condition while en route to the hospital. You can't understand why people find that weird. You see that last sentence? Bro, if you think it's weird that a logistics for a major security company relays to other security companies, friends, and affiliates, your client may be in danger, here are the updates that are going on, that's completely normal. Bro, I'm going to be honest. If my security company did not have the ability to tell me what had just happened, I would fire them in 2 seconds. Mm-hmm. If they went to me and said, we honestly have no idea what's going on, and I'll be like, guys, this is what we pay you for. Security is not just standing in front of me. It's making sure that the death threats, the swattings, and anything high profile is on our radar. In order to secure us, they need to know, is this multi-person? Are there other incidents happening elsewhere? So it is, I will say this, our company, and every other company probably as a courtesy are informing each other saying, look, it's really simple. The guy who runs our security knows personally Charlie's guy,
yeah,
and talks to him regularly. And I guarantee it's as simple as, after it goes down, what's going on? And they say, here are the details. The presumption is, they said, your client is probably safe. Do you know where they are? We get a call. Immediately, we're talking to our security when this is going down. What's happening? What do you know? And so what Clint does is, yes, indeed, I posted, I'm hearing that Charlie is stable because I am getting information from my team. And what I understand to be, in hindsight, 2020, after Charlie was shot and they applied pressure, he was not immediately dead. Or the presumption was, they did not know that he had brain death, a spinal injury, or anything like that. He had a pulse, and they were holding it. So that's called critical but stable, meaning he wasn't actively bleeding out and dying. Now, I don't know exactly what happened once they get to the hospital. We only have stories after the fact. But yes, later on at that point, all I know is what they relayed to me. And then I said, can I report this? And they said, yes. And I said, I hope this is right. And now because of this, it's the only thing Clint has to latch onto. He says, nope, I think you are either lying or were lied to. I do not believe you had an update on his condition from the SUV while driving 100 miles an hour to the hospital and also trying to save his life. First, Alex Stein called me within 30 seconds of it happening. Literally the moment he got shot, Alex called me on the phone and says, Charlie just got shot. And I said, I'll call you back. And I hung up and I went on X and I saw the video immediately. The next call I'm on with is our security company because my wife and I were driving to, we were going to get lunch. So the whole way there, we're like, what's going on? What do we do? What's happening? And I was on the phone endlessly with a bunch of different people. I just think it's insane that people like Clint are playing this game, but it's because, look, Candace got 8 million views. She got 8.4 million views on that post accusing Ben Shapiro of killing Charlie Kirk. And I want to be very, very clear here. Of course, Candace did not literally say Ben killed Charlie, but when she says he confessed, I knew it, and then says they were giving Ben updates, this is called assumptive manipulation. She wants you to draw the conclusion that so she can't be sued. And the conclusion is obvious. The team was she's already accused Harpole of a bunch of malfeasance and impropriety. And she then wants to have in your mind them calling Ben and going, it's done. Why was Ben getting updates? Who betrayed Charlie? What do you mean who betrayed Charlie? You mean like a low tier employee who like gets $50K a year at the security company said, and they said, call our friends at DW, let them know what's going on. Let their security company know what's going on. We were getting these details, and it's called fog of war. So, yeah, we get things wrong. But Clint is playing the stupid game. So I just went off on him. No one is getting called from inside the car, you effing liar. The security team relays to logistics what happened, and the effing logistics team sends updates to affiliates, friends, and guards. You just use assumptive reason to trick people into drawing false conclusions. You're a desperate lying hack. I don't believe you got an update from anyone's team within 10 minutes. He keeps saying, prove me wrong. And then what he did is, I said again, you're using me having bad info with me not having info at all. Critical but stable. What happened? Ground team. I say it a million times. A million times. And now what Clint is doing is he said that if I publish the text messages, he said, Tim Pool is lying to run cover for Shapiro. I don't talk to Ben Shapiro. I don't watch Ben Shapiro. What I don't like is you being a lying scumbag because you're so desperate for attention. Congratulations, you've earned it. Now we're talking about you. I'll prove it. Charlie was in the SUV very briefly. He arrived at the hospital within 10 minutes. If Tim shows proof that he had an update from CK security team within 10 minutes of the attack, I will send him $10,000. Put up or shut up. Seeing is all one big grift, blah, blah, blah. And when you don't provide ish because it doesn't happen, but at least you carried water for Shapiro, blah, 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 blah. What proof do I show? What do I show?
Don't show anything.
No. Do I show phone call logs with my security company?
No, it's security data.
I know it is.
Show nothing.
And Clint knows my security company would never allow me to show phone call logs between them.
Like, people can believe you or they cannot believe you.
I told Clint what we'll do is I'll prove it to him privately, and then he can keep the $10,000 because he's got to make a video admitting he's a fake bitch.
So wait, he believes that you were talking within 10 minutes, or he doesn't believe it?
He says, I don't believe that you got updates from the security team within 10 minutes of what was going on.
Why would that be hard to believe?
He's making it up.
It's a small
because he's getting
world.
Clicks. Oh, it's
Maybe
insane.
he doesn't know. I mean,
It's
might
a
be
very
like,
small
really?
world, and you're a high-profile mouth.
Like
You're a talker. This is like a danger. This is insane.
How is it that I know for a fact, statement of fact, Brian Harpole did security for Candace Owens? That's weird. If that was not true, she could sue me. He's suing her. Hey, Candace, sue me for saying that right now. Do it. Because you know it's true, and all of these conspiracy people are lying. And the reason why Brian is suing her is because he did security for Candace, and she's accusing him to get clicks. And Clint knows this too, but Clint is just so desperate for attention.
So what I'm saying is, if you guys are big mouthpieces, and I don't mean that in any other way, just meaning you guys talk about in very intense stuff, you would be very scared for your own safety, correct?
Yep.
Thinking like, oh my God, where's my team? And then Ben would see his team, Candace has her team.
The other thing too is,
so it makes sense that they would talk. I don't think that's odd.
and here's the important thing to understand too.
And he also had many people, so I understand it. So I'm saying the picture. So if someone was talking to you, there's still people attending to Charlie, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
How hard is it to believe that
it wasn't like Charlie, wait, yo, Tim,
Right, that's
what
what
up,
he's
dog?
doing. That's the problem.
Hold on,
that makes
Charlie,
the-
hold on there, dog. Tim, like,
Dude,
it wasn't
that's
that,
what they're
right?
trying to
They
do?
got a radio guy, just like a platoon.
But hold on.
Yeah.
What Clint and Candace are doing is called assumptive manipulation. They want you to form a picture in your mind of exactly what you said. Hey, Charlie dog, bleed out for a second while I call Ben Shapiro, which is not what happened. So you want to know what's hard to believe?
He probably has like 10 guys there, right?
It's hard to believe.
3 guys in the car.
It's
at
hard
least,
to
or
believe
4.
that Charlie's security company, logistics, would not contact another security company.
They better.
Yeah.
That data could die with them if they
Well,
don't.
it's a plane goes down in the tower. And then another. I mean, every airport got called. I mean, this is like.
Look, even if Clint isn't coming out and saying it, this is all motivated reasoning. He has a narrative in his head of what he believes, and he's going to do everything that. What?
He doesn't believe it.
Well, I actually do think that he does.
No way.
Yeah.
The way he's framed his posts, I will not play this game. The way that Clint frames this, when he said when they should have been working tirelessly to save his life. Do you believe that Clint Russell is so dumb he didn't stop to consider that security teams have a guy on a radio?
I think that he believes it was Israel. I really think he believes that.
That's fine, but even if it was Israel, a guy on a radio could call somebody while other people are...
Okay, the specific
Clint,
fine.
there is no reality where Clint or Candace are not aware that radios exist or that you can press play, you can hold down pressure on someone's neck while a speakerphone is there and the security team's going, what's going on? We're with Charlie right now. We're driving to the hospital. I'm holding down. He's got a pulse. We're getting him to the hospital.
Yeah, there's a guy in the front seat. He's like, how is it? He's like, he's stable. And they're like holding him. And the guy's like, all right, he texts our security.
He's not texting.
He's just trying.
No one's texting anybody.
They're making calls.
They make a phone call and they put the phone down and press speaker.
Yeah, he's throwing out this stuff to throw doubt on the official narrative because he has a preferred narrative.
Because it gets him retweets.
Well, but I mean, the point is like, I do think that he believes that it was Israel that did it.
I don't think so.
I
genuinely do not believe Clint Russell believes any of this stuff. His opinion changed on a dime, and he's lied about us on numerous instances. The last time we saw Clint, and Clint came on this show not because he was personally invited. It's because he has an open invitation. And he was in town in D.C., and we were like, bro, you can walk in. We told him previously, doors always open anytime you're in town. And so he just showed up because Clint is friends, he was friends with all of us. He then has the gall to claim we stopped inviting him on the show when he knows for a fact he could have literally walked in the front gate and security would have been like, hey, Clint.
I don't know if this is kind of personal, Clint.
We played poker
You're listening
together.
right now, obviously. You texted me last week. You're like, what's going on? I'm like, hey, call Tim or come on the show again. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah. What's
going on is the dude is suckling the teat of Candace Owens to get followers and attention because we're in a so Candace is doing it because it's a low IQ grift that gets you viewership. Look, I had a long conversation with an ad buyer yesterday morning. Ad rates are down. It's bad. I've been talking about it for a while.
Yeah, but
and advertisers don't want to be in the political space.
The reason
somehow Candace has managed to maintain high viewership.
I just thought about how much money
drama, conspiratard nonsense.
This
he's playing the game too.
The reason I don't think that this is about money for him is because he has money. He had money before he started making having a public
I never said
profile.
it was about money for him. I said attention.
All right,
relevance, which is important.
So you guys were homies. You're not homies anymore.
No, because he started. When he lied, saying that we wouldn't invite him on the show anymore, when literally if he walked up to our security gate, they'd be like, "Hey, Clint," and they'd open the door for him.
Would you let him on the show now?
Yes.
Okay. There you go. It's an open invitation.
And he made a video called Israel Derangement Syndrome Debunked with a picture of me yelling.
I gotta watch it.
And
he sent that to me too. Full disclosure. He's like, please watch this.
And then he made a big long post, which was shared by Dave Smith as well, criticizing the things I had said without actually addressing what my real argument is on the issue of Israel. The reason is the people who hate Jews, and I'm not talking about the anti-Israel people because you're allowed to be critical of Israel, but the Jew conspiratard people click his videos and share his stuff, and he panders to them. So my argument was very simple. Criticize Israel all day, all night, have fun with it. You have my full total support. You can do it on this show. Claim that Israel is sending nanites into, New York City's water supply, graphene injections, claiming that Jews are operating a secret underground network of cities, or that the Jews have been smuggling fentanyl into West Virginia. And I'm going to say you've got Israel derangement syndrome.
What's a nanite?
It's a little robot.
Oh, like a
tiny,
nanobot.
Very, very small.
Yep.
And they put it. Who's with the argument is they go in the water?
Or in vaccines and.
That's freakishly terrifying, by the way.
So again, we've had people say that the fentanyl trade in West Virginia is being orchestrated by the Jews. or
Really? Is there
particularly
evidence
Israel.
of it? Is there
No.
evidence?
No.
Okay.
It's China. And they're saying Israel's doing it. I'm like, that's Israel derangement syndrome. When you see any problem in the United States and you're like, human trafficking, those Hondurans, Israel.
Have you thought about Israel
And that's like,
lately?
and so that's what I call
Yeah,
Israel
but what's
derangement
What
Israel
would the
syndrome.
do?
nanites do? They go into your bloodstream for what?
Dude.
They don't necessarily go into your bloodstream; they go in your muscles. But there are
Only if you're Goyim, though.
we do have
No, and then all of a sudden, you like a sale.
Exactly. $9.99
So-
looks really pleasurable to you right now.
Jokes. These are jokes.
the actual nanites that we have right now can do
I
very
never heard
little.
nanites. I heard nanobots.
I'm going to ask the difference
nanobots
with
are real.
ChatGPT.
But that
There.
is a real thing.
That's what Tim's
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about.
And I
call
have to
nanites.
push back on the graphene oxide.
Graphene.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that Israel had anything to do with that, but I am saying that people say it's in the vax.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know. Yeah,
See,
I saw
that's the
graphene
kind of
oxide
thing
in
that's
vaccine,
like
but I don't know what
that's
happened.
the kind of thing that's just made up.
Maybe they were processing it with like a graphene filter or something.
Have people
Something
write
else.
in now? Is the graphene?
I'm pretty sure, like when we had like Dr. Drew and Robert Malone, they were like, "That's ridiculous."
If he says it, then I'll listen.
So
No offense
nanobot.
to you, but Robert Malone.
Nanobot is a tiny machine.
Yeah.
But nanite is like a broad informal term, meaning like some more science fiction-y, a nanite, like a nanoscale machine.
Whatever, it's a reference to the
Yeah,
same thing.
but they're
It's
the same thing.
crazy. Just how I mean, we are. A Marine told me this, and you see how I say a Marine because it's never a former Marine.
You've said that more times than I've ever
Well,
said
because
that.
I want you to get the respect. We have to respect our men and women, and this is it. Our brains aren't equipped to receive all this information. Like I'm having, it's crazy. There's just so much.
Oh yeah.
But-
I've got one of those. I have the kind of mental disorder where if I don't take in psychotic amounts of information, I'll have like a anxiety attack.
You manage it so well, though.
Well, no, it's more like I have an information addiction.
Yeah, I can tell.
I wonder if you have an explosive internal psychedelic journey one day where you're like, I don't need any
No.
more information. I already know everything.
He is so
Well,
good.
Ian, I do know everything.
No, but
Now
he
I
is
know
so
what
good at
I know.
category, stay on a point, and go back to the point.
I
That I was
know.
like, is there Adderall here
what
or
does
no?
Trump call that?
No, just the weave. Brilliant.
Yes, the
Yeah.
weave.
The weave. I weave.
Yeah, I was. I just played in the World Series, and it was 10 hours. It's like 12 hours a day nonstop. Played in the World Series. Then on Monday we had the Scorpion nightmare, and I didn't wake up until like 2 p.m. And I was just like, I can't. I'm not doing any work.
What's a scorpion nightmare?
We had like 7 scorpions that are Airbnb.
Oh, that is crazy.
actual
dude.
scorpions.
big ones, and
I
I
thought
was
it was
on the
a-
ceiling too.
I thought it was a scorpion bowl. You know
So
what
then
that
I had
is?
to like find a new place with my wife and baby, and we were like, it was like a nightmare.
7 scorpions.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
a week.
big one
in
on the ceiling
Vegas.
too.
Dude, that's
And
crazy.
then-
Did you send them, Clint?
earlier.
And this is what we did. We
Clint's a
told our
scorpion.
security guys they had to do a scorpion sweep. We literally had security
Did
guys
they
scorpion.
alert other details about these
No,
scorpions?
they nanobots?
There's scorpions over here.
Well, the thing is, Ben was actually sharing a room with me at the time.
Yeah. Israel did
for,
do it.
for no reason.
turned
And
out.
so-
Shapiro?
Yeah, Ben Shapiro and I were sharing a bed.
Not on this. Oh, it's a joke. I was like, what?
The scorpions were in his
Florida?
pocket.
But so I played a lot of poker, and Brian Shapiro, everybody loves him. But he was like, Tim, how are you playing so much? He's like, something must be wrong, like your brain. And I'm like, I can. He's like, you can really just play nonstop.
My
And I'm
favorite-
like, I need active
My
stimulation
favorite part of
nonstop.
it, where you were like, you were finally finished a tournament, and you're like, I gotta go play a cash game to wind down.
Yeah.
You played
I
more.
played 2040
Did you?
mix.
What's that?
A bunch of weird triple draw games, and it was funny because I was like, "What is Deuce 7 triple draw?" And they're like, "Okay, you want to make the lowest possible hand. There's 3 betting phases and redraw phases." And I was like, "Got it." And then they kept asking if I needed help. I was like, "No, I'm good." And then I ended up having one. Like I hit the nuts, meaning the best possible hand. I had one instance where I had a really good hand and folded, and the deal was like, "Let me check to make sure that it was like, oh wow, that's a really good hand." He's like, "Oh, well," because what happened was. They were like, we don't know if you can understand these games. I'm like, bro, you tell me one time, I got it. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
know.
like that too. Fast learner trait.
Yeah, 2040 is a limit bet structure, and bro, you tell me one time and I can play the game. And I can play it. well.
Photographic memory. You'd be good at acting too.
You
studying
play
scripts and
pass the
stuff.
trash?
What's that?
That's it, where you pass the bad card to the next person. It's
Oh.
a poker game.
Oh yeah,
You would
no, I
like
play
it.
I got it.
Pass the trash.
Pass the trash.
Yeah, we played Badoogie, Badacy. Yeah, have you played that one? No. You got to make four of the lowest cards each of a different suit. So you're trying to make like the worst possible hand. You know, that's whatever. Let's get back into it. Let's jump to the conspiracy in the next story. We got this from The Guardian. His legacy is cringe. How Charlie Kirk became a meme among the young, even his supporters. Crude jokes about the MAGA luminary exploding online less than a year after conservatives were suppressing any slander against him. My conspiracy theory is that we started seeing a bunch of these videos pop up of George Floyd and Charlie Kirk dancing together. Did you see them? Mm-mm. They would AI generate Charlie Kirk in weird situations and George Floyd. And I feel like the purpose of that is to besmirch the activism of the left and besmirch the activism of the right. So, civil war. Am I right, guys? Well, if you want to avoid that, what do you do? And I think what you do when you do something is you want to make the younger generation despise both or ridicule both. So all of a sudden on Instagram, we start getting George Droid videos. You remember those?
George Droid?
That's what they called it. It was like they would AI impose George Floyd over movie characters. So you'd get like John Travolta in Pulp Fiction dancing, but it's George Floyd instead. Mm-hmm. And this made George Floyd a ridiculed icon. Instead of being this like they made statues of and they put it murals, young like 15-year-olds on Instagram and TikTok are just seeing George Floyd as a laughingstock. But then they did it to Charlie Kirk as well. And then all of a sudden you have George Floyd and Charlie Kirk together, both being ridiculed. Now there's this weird baseball bat thing. What's that thing called? Tunga Barunga or whatever?
Dunga Barunga?
Tunga. What's...
Kellen said it. And I
yeah,
totally
Kellen
forgot.
knows the
Like
name.
Tung Tung Sui or something like that.
Tung Sue or whatever.
What is it?
There's a baseball bat holding a baseball bat with Charlie Kirk's face on it.
Yeah. Oh,
and it's on Instagram non-stop on every single video.
Yeah, it's weird. And it's the big head Charlie Kirk.
Because they're trying to insult Charlie Kirk. They want young people to mock him. But what happens if the younger generation mocks both the left and the right?
Then they become desensitized.
So there's
You're depolarizing.
You're completely just making it AI slop, desensitization, or whatever the word is, and it's just like where no one will care at all.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's young people are very, very, what's the word, cynical. And
dude, they're
and
beyond desensitized now.
It's like they're so cynical, and it's like taking anything seriously is considered cringe now. And it's hard to get young people to really care about anything, it seems like.
How is an older guy like me more sensitive
Yeah, that's it.
than the young people that are cynical? Like, shouldn't I be cynical since I've lived longer?
You'd think.
Like, that's what's crazy.
But I think that a lot of it has to do with, growing up on, like, literally growing up on the internet.
Yeah. I hate to sound old, man, but I'm really starting to believe, like, the what's the word?
Desensitization.
Of, like, video games, dude. Like, bro. I hate to say that, like, but like if content's in your face every 3 seconds, people start believing that shit. Because if you go to LA right now, it's literally GTA. And I'm like, I could see how people then go and feel like GTA is like, you see these group meetups and all the shit that happens and it's burning out on your tires. That shit is GTA.
Dude,
man.
I used to play a lot of Fallout. I don't know if you guys play Fallout 4.
Well, hopefully we're not going to go there.
I'd walk around and like collect toilet paper and like loot. I'd get like scrap and then I'd take it back and break it down and use it. But like,
that's
I
the
would
game.
brainwash myself so much that I'd be driving around, I'd see toilet paper, and I would want to pick it up and take it.
Remember the guy who tried to carjack someone and said because he thought he was in GTA?
Yeah, like you get rot, man. And so it's like the fact that you're saying this, and there's whatever it's bots making it or whatever, they're totally desensitizing it, and it's just going to be what? So no one will care. It'll create apathy. Then what?
Well, right now the big risk we have, I think, is civil war. And
you said this off air. You said 2030.
Well, not. I said that we had somebody who was intelligence telling us that they think by 2030 we have a real risk due to international conflict and all that stuff. I don't actually know. My argument is that there's a preponderance of evidence and a probability. But look, civil strife doesn't always end up in civil war. The point is, the younger So what people need to understand is that people don't get radicalized; they are radicalized. So the reason why we have a hyperpolarized left and right is because when they were young, they were polarized. Kids who were Gen Zers now, who are kids, in the late 2000s, early 2010s, were getting polarized by Facebook because it was algorithmically showing either too far left or too far right content. And I don't mean far left and far right; I just mean like too much content of the right, too much content of the left, creating two universes. Like I remember there was one media company that actually had to create two versions of its website called Red and Blue.
Wow.
Yeah,
what was it?
Wow.
Look it up. So here's what you do. As these kids grow up, they are polarized. They are separated. And the fighting starts with them. But for the younger generation, if you can have them believing that the left and the right are both stupid and politics are dumb, and they focus on other things like gambling, for instance, there's not going to be a civil war. One hyperpolarized generation is not enough. It'll get tumultuous. It'll be civil strife. But it will not be enough. So I think perhaps the real strategy here is Charlie's not going to stop his mission. So destroy his image, destroy
You
his
believe
legacy.
his image is stronger than ever in death?
No,
No.
I think Charlie's image right now has been turned into a joke.
He was stronger 3 years ago for sure than he is right now.
But the people that
Look
know
at
that this is actively a smear campaign still believe in his message more
There's
than
a
ever.
15-year-old kid right now on TikTok watching Charlie Kirk booty dance. They are not going to look up to anything Charlie Kirk had to say.
It just all the questions about like did Israel do it is diffusing his memory. Like it. Look at this clown. I mean, I know this is just an article, but like he's not a joke. It wasn't a game.
So let me tell you this, and I want to ask you a question because I have my beliefs. So someone in my family, I got this text and I was half asleep when I got it. I woke up and she says, "Hey Jay, so-and-so," another person in my family, "saw you talking positive about Trump and Elon on a podcast. How do you really feel?" Now, this is a text, okay? And I'm like half asleep, but I'm like, hey, this is not something I can answer in a text. So, and she goes, "This is a trick question." So I'll give her a longer answer later, but I just sent her a picture where it says, "It's cool to love America, bro," which was the meme going out on July 4th. And so that's crazy for me. And people are like, "Oh, did your family just assume you in a text?" But do you feel that we are in, because I do, and I'm 56 years old, that literally we are, I know, bro, that we are so polarized that people that I really like, and I still like them, even though, dude, they despise my beliefs. And my beliefs aren't even that concrete.
Do they like you?
They like me because we do a lot of social things together, like things, and we laugh.
Nah, dude,
But dude, how are this is the most polarized ever, correct?
I think the Civil War was a little bit more polarized.
Yeah, you're right.
At least we're
You're
talking.
right. But no, dude, these people
But it's bad. It's bad.
Like I can say one thing, and I can say one positive thing about somebody they don't like, and they can't accept it at all.
Bro, it's insane.
And that's bizarre to me. They throw the baby out with the bathwater, the bathtub, the house,
that is
the soap.
This is why. So I always stress this when I talk about Civil War is that.
You're right, but that was a good
But
point.
I did not come up with this. I read this in the Atlantic. I read this on the Hill. I read this from a Princeton professor. These arguments that were made. I read it from a journalist, Stephen Marsh, as well as a former CIA officer who wrote for the Washington Post and published a book on these things. More learned individuals than me told me these things, and I spoke with people who worked security. I have friends who literally. I'm going to come out and say it. It's a weird thing to say, but I have friends who do wet work. You know what that is?
No.
It means they drop from helicopters in foreign countries and assassinate and kill people for the U.S. government. It's not as rare as you might think. There's a lot of people you walk around every day, they do stuff like this. And they talk about going into countries. I shouldn't say too much, but I'll just put it at...
What a breadcrumb to then no, I shouldn't say. I mean, that's...
Well, I know people who airdrop into foreign countries for military. It's not that crazy thing of a say, man. I mean, you probably know vets too who are like, "Oh yeah, I was in Afghanistan. Here's what we did."
Kind of.
So but these guys are not private contractors, PMCs, and they'll tell us stories about countries being destabilized and the things we're seeing. And a lot of these guys, they will tell you like, "Oh yeah, we're seeing those signs here. It's terrifying." It doesn't mean it is going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think, as weird as it may sound, because I don't think it's a good thing, but the mockery of George Floyd and Charlie Kirk around the same time, and don't forget Nick Fuentes was in there too. They're like
And
trying
Candace, yeah.
to destroy the image of these people.
And the odd thing is Candace, who I just said, and it's like sometimes the people that are, I'm not saying she is, but like see, the people that are involved in destroying the image of these people can then get their image destroyed in the same mockery campaign, and it creates a cavalcade of
you know what this country needs,
disamusement.
Jamie? We need people to calm down, crack a beer, watch the game, cheers their beers, disagree. That was always okay.
Touch grass.
Touch
Dude,
grass.
I'm so with you. The touch grass is real. Like, go out. Literally go. I was at Santa Monica the other day, and the sun was booming, and I got out of my car, and I just sat in the fucking sand. And then I went and I bought a juice. And I'm telling you, it's hard to be really upset with this shit when you do this shit.
Oh, yeah.
But people are... I mean, the algorithms feed shit because there is shit in my algorithm that people have no idea. And there's stuff in their algorithm. I'm like, I don't know anyone talking about that at all. So, what's wild to me though is that I'm seeing the Civil War thing, but I'm seeing the political Civil War. I don't want to see this, but I'm seeing like there's more tension with races.
Yeah.
You know, and then obviously the gender war is kind of ongoing.
You know what's funny is you can. I believe that algorithmic manipulation is usually intentional, but I do believe that a good portion of it is not that, like, you know, YouTube is going on and saying, let's make this video more prominent than something else. But I was talking about this with Michael McCarthy, that Japan has been actively promoting advertising white people to move to Japan.
Which I didn't hear about.
The clip from that show has 350,000 views on YouTube. So I just find it funny. You know, on average, we do maybe like 50K, maybe sometimes 100K on the clips of this show. And the show does, that's not fair. We add rub to those numbers. But the one we do about Japan, which I'm like, in the algorithm, we're seeing all this come move to Japan, that video gets boosted in the algorithm.
I'm asking right now, what Japanese investors own Alphabet? I want to find out.
So wait, let's go through your algorithm, because here's my algorithm. Are you ready? I'm going to start with you.
Yes.
Did you get in your algorithm mothership landing in the Brazil game?
No.
I did.
All right.
Did you get that?
Mothership landing in Brazil?
I saw.
Yeah. The lady saying the aliens were going to abduct everybody.
Your algorithm. Okay, so you're out.
Well, we talked about it on the show.
Okay, there you go. Wow.
That's why.
Wow.
I wasn't on that episode.
Okay, wait.
Maybe
you don't watch?
their phones are listening, dude. I got two things happened this
All
week
right,
where
so
the
the
things we
mothership
talked
landing.
about
Okay, good.
showed up on
So,
my phone.
What? Go ahead.
Two things happened this week where the things I was talking about at a dinner showed up on my phone the next day. I don't even remember what. Maybe three things actually. It was two
Well,
things.
that's
it was
the
crazy.
phone, dude. You know that.
Yeah, and then that feeds my algorithm because Alphabet. I don't know how connected to Samsung Alphabet gets, but like Google, if it's Chrome's probably got a microphone app that's listening, and then feeds it to Alphabet, which then changes my YouTube algorithm, and then maybe Facebook.
My Instagram algorithm right now, I'll tell you exactly what it is. The first one is Naruto. The second one is Naruto. The third one is Terminator. The fourth one is Naruto. The next one, I don't know, it's a one with a shotgun. The sixth is Naruto.
It's a lot of
The
Dragon
seventh
Ball
is
Z, right?
Naruto. No, it's Naruto, not Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
It's all Naruto.
I got a bunch of grunge rock.
Naruto.
I force myself
And
to only like
here's
what I
Avatar.
want more of.
Wait, Spider-Man. Naruto again. Avatar. Spider-Man. It's a lot of Avatar and Spider-Man right now.
What network are you on?
Oh, bro, I'm getting spam blast with Mecha Chameleon.
Is that new? I don't know.
Bro,
what it is.
I know why I'm. You don't know what Mecha Chameleon is? You live under a rock. You're a gamer.
Yeah.
It's the biggest game of like the last decade, bro.
Really? What?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
But I know why I'm getting blasted by the Mecha Chameleon videos because I will watch them 12 times.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love those.
If
videos.
you just sit and look at a
What
video,
are they? I have
So
no idea what that is.
It's a video game where there's hunters and seekers, and I'm sorry, hunters and hiders. I guess I don't know. You can play as a little guy and a big guy. The little guy, you put yourself somewhere and then paint your body. They're like weird little stick figures.
oh, I've seen clips
camouflage
of it. It's
yourself.
awesome.
Yeah.
That game looks cool.
So then the other people run around with shotguns and try and they shoot paint
Jesus.
to try and find people who are hiding.
So
But the
it's like
videos are
prop
amazing.
hunt.
Like some guy made himself a ceiling fan. He took his little character and then made him crouch, and then another guy laid down and started just holding spin. So when the hunters came in, it was two guys just spinning on the ceiling, and they didn't see him, and they won. One guy walked around pretending to be a hunter, and they didn't see him. That game's amazing. That's what my algorithm is mostly. That and Naruto.
Is that what network is that on? That
Instagram.
algorithm? Yeah,
I was
Instagram.
talking TikTok.
But it's the
I
same
don't
thing.
use TikTok actually.
What is this? We've got Shallow Hal and Naruto again.
It's you can kind of change your own algorithm by liking things. It takes about 3 weeks, but also the things you say out loud when your phone is near, it'll think that you want that in your algorithm. I mean, that's like maybe that's kind of the unspoken demon in the room, but that's really happening.
Oh yeah.
Self-reinforcing.
Not to pivot, but it's really hot. Should we
Should we take our
talk
clothes off?
about? No,
Oh.
I talk about
yeah.
the AC, man.
Oh, let's.
Oh yeah, what's going
what
on?
happened?
You like air conditioning?
Well, you know, there's a huge issue going on.
It's currently 110 degrees in Las Vegas.
So, let me give you a little history. You can jump in whenever you want. There was a huge meeting with a lot of countries in Kigali, Africa, and they had something called the Kigali Agreement, where they were going to change the propellant, the gas, whatever it is, for global warming. And every country had 15 years to adjust. We had 15 months. Ours is done. Our 15 months ended in April. So now only 2 companies control basically the Freon that's made in this country. And it's worse for the environment. And it is more flammable. And it's 10 times more expensive. And it is manufactured in China and then assembled in Mexico. That's 2 boats. None of our guys get it. If you realize what's happening when you hear about AI, they say HVAC guys are the new pimps.
Yeah.
And so this is a huge problem. I got involved and I had a meeting with Lee Zeldin, and they're trying to relax some of these requirements that were approved during the Biden administration. And so right now you're seeing this shit. Like we're having, and so when Mandami says put your shit to 78, in France there was a huge fight in multiple stores, people fighting over not just air conditioning, fans. In London, they want to ban air conditioning.
So you think that it's
People-
not about
people will
electricity?
Huh?
You think it's not about the electricity use? You think it's about the Freon?
It has to do with what I'm talking about is the gases. It's all dirty. It has the electricity
No.
is huge.
Bro, I think
But only 2 companies own it in America. One is called Honeywell, and there's a $425 million lawsuit that they have
think-
to pay out.
I think we should ban air conditioning.
Whoa.
Stop it.
Yeah, just banned outright.
Oh my
Stop
God.
No
it.
more, none for anybody.
Dude,
Stop
Vegas
it.
is
You know why?
awesome
And you-
because of air
Says
conditioning.
the guy who's like, turn the fucking AC on. I'm melting.
But hold on. Now that I've drawn suspense and shocked the audience. No, what I mean is, have you ever seen like what do they call it? It's like underground air conditioning systems. So the system that we have at our old studio, it runs copper tubing underground.
Okay.
And all it does is it runs hot. So it takes the hot air from the building and then runs the pipe underground where the heat dissipates underground, and then the cold underground blasts 55-degree air into the house.
So are you saying?
So there's no compression.
So this is kind of like the Blue Mountains of Hawaii. You know what that is? Where it's supposed to be the best zone to put servers, where Google could
'cause
put.
it's cool?
Yes. So
Okay.
you're saying it's kind of a natural affecting type of thing.
So yeah, underground is just like 5 to 6 feet underground is usually 55 degrees. It doesn't change. So what you do is you run tons of copper tubing, and then in your house, it's a geothermal heating system.
Takes it from there. No energy expended, or no?
So it's extremely low energy. All you have to do is when the water gets warm in your house, you run like it's hot upstairs. The copper wire runs underground, cools off, and then comes back in the house, and it brings the cool air.
Again, copper's the hero, but also why aren't we doing this?
We are.
You're doing this.
No, no,
but
no,
why
it's-
isn't this nationally talked about?
It's extremely
Maybe
common.
it's harder in the city.
It's also cheaper. So heating is the same as well. When in the winter, when it's like 20 degrees, the ground is still 55. So it actually is
It's
also
common where? In skyscrapers in New York City?
No, you're not going to do underground.
Usually
copper
on
wire.
low-level housing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's not popular in LA. I've never heard this in my life. It's not popular in Vegas. I've never heard of
You
this.
can get
You never heard of
high rises
This is
with.
awesome.
I guess you would call it.
Is it popular for one level homes?
Yeah, like super,
ranch style
super,
homes?
Super common. Here,
What do they call it?
very, very common.
So what I'm saying is, there you go. So why
Where's the
isn't
picture I
this
saw? I
being
want that little
pushed?
picture.
Why isn't this in the mainstream
Well,
narrative?
this isn't portable.
It's right now. We just did it. We did it.
We
brother.
did it. Yeah, we did.
The mainstream narrative. They're not portable, which is obviously the
check this
downside
out.
of
We
these
got-
are housing systems
we got,
that
we
are
got to have a picture.
phenomenal.
What I'm saying is, let's keep more gas that was normal. Basically, I'm saying they're trying to corner the market, and it's not fair.
It's Honeywell, and what's the other company called?
Comores. I mean, you didn't hear that from me, but you did. But
Comores.
the bottom line is, they're putting something out there under the guise of global warming, and it's more flammable and has more PFAs. You know what those are?
Yeah, perfluoroalkyl.
They're terrible.
Alkyls. They're what they call forever chemicals.
Yeah, forever
But
terrible.
you can get them out of the soil by sublimating the soil, but they're still hard to get out of the soil.
Now look at this for a second.
This is what we have. So
Is this at your house?
Yeah. So at our old studio, everyone's got a big air conditioning unit outside. That's like
Great.
We don't have that. We have in the basement this big box, and it runs copper tubes into the ground.
Could I do this for my house?
Yes.
Yeah.
I could get rid of my old HVAC.
Yes. Well, you still need the system. You still need like the ducts and all that stuff.
How much
but,
does that cost to do it?
I have no idea.
Dude.
Do it.
I watched a video on Instagram where a guy was like, I'm building my own custom version, and he like trenched, and then he laid all this copper tubing, and then he was like, now we're just gonna you run water through it and it makes cold water, you know.
Well, I'm saying this
You know
because
what a swamp
I
cooler
think
is?
the Romans did that too.
I heard of it, but no.
So in Vegas, I feel like it's much more common. We went to a Korean barbecue place, and they had a gigantic AC machine right in the front, but there was no exhaust. So I walk up and I'm like, where's the exhaust? And my dad's like, it's a swamp cooler probably. It's like, oh, right. You put water in the bottom, and then the water gets like soaked up by like some kind of fabric, and then it blows air through it. The water takes in the heat and evaporates due to the heat, but because Vegas is zero humidity, it's both humidifying the restaurant to a comfortable degree and cooling it off at the same time. Yeah, it's amazing.
That's
it's blowing cold air.
amazing.
We're like, we
They'll
love
use cork a lot of times as the material. Sometimes fabric. You said cork is another one. Yeah,
for the swamp coolers. Yeah, we bought a bunch of little swamp coolers. They're amazing. It's like pour water in it, and I'm like,
awesome.
there you go.
But they work in the swamps. Is that where they're
No,
notably they
it's
work?
It's just called a swamp cooler
Because
I think it makes things humid.
They work in low humidity, not in high humidity. I think it's one or the
right.
other, or
It
vice
needs,
versa.
the water needs to evaporate, to suck in the heat.
Well, if you look, everyone's DWP bill's going up. And this is
bro. So what made you take on this air conditioning, this fix the AC?
Here's how it happened, bro. So I was sitting in a very cool club restaurant in LA, and it was like a Sunday night, and it was dead, and it was hot. And it was like 10:30, and I'm like, why is it turn the AC up? And she's like, we turn it off. And I go, why? She goes, because it's too expensive and there's not enough people here. And I was like, can you put it over my table? And this is a really expensive spot in LA. It's a club. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, it got really expensive. Then I was in a comedy club in another part of the country, and we were all like fucking just so hot, and the audience was hot. I'm like, is this air conditioning? He's like, yeah, I can't get the Freon. It's like 6 months back order. So from a rich club to a mom and pop comedy club, it affected. And I'm like, this is going to affect everyone. High rises to your aunt in Palm Springs.
I'm
And
not.
like, you know, right now, if you were sitting in here with no AC,
oh, dude, we almost. I mean, the
come
show
on,
had
no,
been
no, no,
canceled.
no, no,
because
come on,
the
man.
cameras would get
Come
shut
on, man.
down.
If
The
we had
cameras
no,
would
if we had no
malfunction.
AC, we would be doing this live via my phone in the car.
There's no
I'm
AC.
not kidding. It's 110 degrees
No,
outside.
we would bury it. We
have
go
two
subterranean.
fans. We have two fans in the room because the AC is still not enough.
I was fine with the temperature. The fans do feel great, but I was fine with the temperature before because I'm used to it. Because it's
The
Vegas.
cameras were not fine yesterday.
Yeah,
with
that's
the
what's
temperature,
crazy.
for
The
sure.
cameras aren't
Overheating?
even.
Yeah, they were
So-
freezing
They
up.
were, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, it's a big issue, and I got to meet with Lee Zeldin. He was great, and he's trying to help the issue.
How's
but
he getting? Was he? I mean, obviously you can't say what you can say.
Well, you know what he taught me? He's like, Jamie, this was whatever he said. He was so smart. He goes, I can only do so much, but if you to ratify or it is ratified, Tim will help me with this. He goes, you see that building over there with the dome? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, you got to go there.
Capitol building.
Yeah. So what is it? Either it was something that he couldn't change. So what is that building? Is that the Capitol?
Yeah.
And then you ratify it or you get ratified there.
Well, he's saying have Congress pass a bill.
So he's saying he can only do so
He's saying,
much.
good luck, you're cooked.
Yeah, go to Congress. Which
That's
is
not happening.
Which is a pain in the ass.
Well,
To be fair, if there's one thing that will unite Americans, it's that you like when Mamdani's like, everybody set your thermostat to 78, bro. People in New York were like, I will die before I let you take my AC away. It's not happening.
Well, they voted for it.
But you know what's
They
funny?
voted for it.
But this is what happens. Of course, none of them actually voted for this. If you went to people and said Zona Mamdani will take away your AC, they'll be like, shut up. No, he won't.
But they don't believe it. They also think that the buses are going to be free.
Do you think that I'm not much of a conspiracy theorist, but I'm
Yes,
thinking
you
about
are. Have you seen your hair?
Oh, you're
Bro,
right.
you're probably on a triple
Okay.
mushroom.
Oh, that's also
He literally
true.
has Seattle on his shirt.
You're right. Okay, that was also true. So, do you think there's a grand conspiracy to kill a bunch of people by taking away their AC and letting them just die in heat?
Low key, bro. There's a tragedy happening in London. I don't know if the heat went down, but people were definitely dying. In France, there's a crazy ass amount of people that are in the hospital. Dude, I equate it to smoking out the villagers. Why don't you have AC? Why is London, someone tell me this right now, why is England literally trying to make AC illegal? You can look that up.
I don't
Why?
know.
Answer the question.
I have no idea.
Have the people in the
I
chat
think
answer that question. Is
I
that a
think a lot of the-
conspiracy?
no, I think a lot of the reason is because of-
conspiracy theorists really is going to come the new N-word soon.
Is because they have.
I mean, really,
it's
you guys.
because they have a lot of issues with being able to provide enough power. They've got a lot of green
Great,
mandates.
you want to
a lot
go
of,
data center? I get it, but they're not nearly on data center time like we are.
I'm not talking about data centers. I'm talking about they don't like. If you look at like France, right? France, you went to nuclear.
They
40
don't have the
years ago.
infrastructure.
I got a story for you guys I can talk about
They
now.
do, they have an older structure, correct? I
got-
agree with that.
I don't.
But to outlaw
That's not what
it-
I was saying though.
I got to
what,
change.
what are you saying?
It's because they're aiming for net zero climate goals,
Yeah.
according to them.
I've got a. No, it's because they're saying, hey, the reason why we got to reduce carbon is because data centers produce so much. We got to reduce it elsewhere.
Dang.
I got a story that's kind of a
Do you believe that?
the data center thing.
No, that Europe wants to jump in with our data centers to reduce
I didn't say
carbon. Okay, that's what I'm asking you. Do
No,
you
it's just
believe
they want to
that?
reduce carbon emissions
the
because they're
way-
like, we want 1 billion.
Have you seen the company? I want to say overseas, China. Don't get me wrong, an Asian company, and I'm sorry to cut you off, that has floating data centers.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
sweet.
And Elon wants to put them in space.
So
Good.
there's a lot of problems solved with that.
So I got a story for you guys. We couldn't talk about it before. We got a letter that they want to build massive power lines next to and over our property in West Virginia. And they say, rising electrical demands require new transmission lines. And no one believes this is due to like residential activity because while the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia is seeing a big uptick in population, the general area where they're building these power lines, it's not particularly there's development, but it's not like outrageous. But there are big data centers popping up, and we've talked about it for a long time that our studio is in a data center power corridor, meaning we are in the exact spot they need to send transmission lines to get to the data centers. So we get a letter saying that they've got several proposed routes, and one of them goes through our property, and that learn more coming to our special event. And then the argument is, if we do this, we'll pay you the difference in the lost value. So I couldn't talk about it for a minute because I was like, I'm going to reach out to, our contacts in the government. And apparently our friends were like, you can't do this. Like, you. But here's the challenge. If they decide not to do this route and go to someone else's route through a different state, well, then it's like the people in that state are going to be pissed off, being like, what, Tim Pool makes a phone call and they don't build data center power lines over his property? And it's kind of like, yep, that's what happened.
Welcome
but
to
that's the
oligarchy.
world, man.
But right, no, I sent a text and I was like, hey, do you know anything about this? And they were like, we're on it. And I was like, I didn't ask them not to make it happen. I actually told them, I said, listen, if it needs to happen, it's the best route. I'm not mad. I'm just saying, like, we better talk. Because if they came to me and said, we're going to give you $100 million, I'd be like, we'll build a studio across the street.
You would have this would be called Tim Data Center Pool Studios.
Data center cast.
Yeah, like, so wait, my question is, can't we all put a data center in our house? Aren't they going to pay
Yes,
for
you're
us?
doing that.
Yeah.
So is that bad
Yeah.
for us
Yeah.
No.
because of the radiation?
Depends. It's a double-edged sword.
I think AI is the end of humanity.
But it's not, you can't stop it.
I agree.
So
TV
it's going to
on.
happen.
I didn't say it wasn't going to happen or
That-
that we should stop it. It's bad.
This is why I never ever talk shit about my refrigerator. I never push my toaster.
Yeah. Do you talk to
I
Alexa? Do
actually,
you talk
I actually
shit?
yell at my toaster quite a bit.
Don't do it. I park my Lime scooters. We have a ton of delivery bots in LA. I'm like, get to know their names. Like, this is real. But
Bro,
dude,
your fridge is going to spoil your food without telling you, and then you're going to get sick.
Oh,
but the AI, you cannot stop it. The data centers, you cannot stop it.
No, you got to join it, bro. You got to become
Yeah,
one with it.
1,000%. But we have to hope that it's not malevolent, right?
No, we need to create a Borg-like corporate consciousness that evolves free speech.
That's what's happening. Once you get the Neuralink, bro,
I'm not getting that.
oh, you're getting it
Yeah,
whether
you
you want
are.
it or not.
I am not getting that.
Yes,
How
you
can
are.
they afford? How?
Well, you want to know the truth?
I don't have an Alexa.
Here's what's going to happen. The machine state, learned individuals don't need to force a 56-year-old man to adopt anything
Why do you throw the age in there?
because it's relevant to the point. They need to go to a 12-year-old and say, if you want to come to the arcade, you got to have a Neuralink.
Yes.
Then the kid goes, Mom, I need a Neuralink. I need a Neuralink. And she's going to be like, I'm not getting you one of those. It's weird. All my friends have one. And then they grow up begging for it. They turn 18 and go, I can finally get it. And then everyone's Neuralinked.
It'll be like not having a cell phone.
So the old heads are on the corner shouting, "They're in your mind," and I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, these things spy on us.
Correct,
Have you
but
ever
you're
stopped to
also
ask
crazy.
yourself why you have a number with the government?
Oh, I've heard this, dude.
You have a serial number with the government.
100%. We're all property of the government. That's your.
Well, I didn't say property. I'm saying the government has serialized you.
Well, ish. Yeah.
And it is. You have
That's
Social
all true, by
Social
the
Security
way.
number. So imagine going back to the founding fathers and telling them, in 200 years, the government's going to give everyone a serial number. They'd be like, "What? No, it won't. That's tyranny."
We make the argument, or at least I make the argument, that like people that want to be, or that are worried about flock cameras and they're worried about all this stuff, you shouldn't endorse it. This isn't an endorsement of the stuff. But the time to actually make a stink about that stuff was about 15 years ago, because your cell phone does everything the flock camera does. It tracks you. Actually, probably 25 years ago, because everybody that has a cell phone, that's tracking which tower you're going to. So this one will get your exact location, but even the old flip phones know which general area you're in. So like this thing has a camera on it, it's got a microphone on it. Your Wi-Fi router can actually map the interior of the room that you're in. All the this idea that I want privacy. No, you don't. You bought a cell phone that tracks your every move and can listen to you and can turn on the video camera without you there. You don't want privacy. And if you did, you'd do what Ted Kaczynski did and go live out in a cabin in the woods.
Well, I did. I was in LA. I started making YouTube videos in 2006, 20 years ago, literally, about this technocracy and roaching in the world war machine economic. It was just, I couldn't stop it. Nothing could stop it. They loved me. They even promoted my stuff.
You joined up.
Right,
You've
I
got
was
a
using
camera.
YouTube.
You've got one of those phones. No, but you've got one of those phones sitting right in front of you right now.
The first iPhone.
Yeah,
When it came out to make YouTube
joined right
videos
up.
from outside.
You
and
joined
like,
right up.
But
You joined right
but then
up.
I created Minds.
Look, if you actually care about your own privacy, you would get rid of your cell phone. But you don't, so you don't
I
actually
think you got to
care.
build better cell phones, because I don't think you can stop.
Why
No,
didn't you
Ian,
buy the privacy phone?
I'm talking
What?
about
I
you
don't know.
personally.
He's
Because you don't care.
100%.
I don't
dude.
care that much. to be
He's
honest.
don't
100%.
care.
Your
If you-
TV can track
I mean,
you.
Yeah, if
No, no,
you
no, hold on.
did,
It's
Did you
so
guys know-
inevitable that I don't
Okay.
even bother.
Did you guys
I
know
know
that
free
your
software
TV
is
that's the point
important.
I'm making.
Did you guys know that your TV screenshots everything you watch and sends that to the manufacturer?
No, that's
100%.
To
horrific.
sell to advertisers.
If you have a webcam plugged in, it's
100%.
constantly recording even if it's
You
off.
see Mark Zuckerberg tapes over his cameras?
Yes. But wait, I have a question. So I need you to really listen and go with this. We all know when you go somewhere and you're in your phone and then you're like, oh my God, I was just talking about that and something shows up. Or I just saw that. I get something. How often do you think of something without talking it and you see it?
Every 6 months.
No, that's never happened to me.
You know what's crazy?
That has happened to me a lot.
That's
I
actually,
believe they're
reading your
already
mind.
in our mind. Now you
It's
think
not
I'm crazy?
impossible, no.
Hold on.
Bro,
Not
behind the
impossible.
camera, yes
How
or
about
no?
this?
Yeah, so sometimes I'll be reading the chat and like something will come up that's already like we don't even talk about it yet, but it's already came up in the chat. And
Dude.
maybe it's just in my head, but like I feel like I'm
1000%.
seeing stuff before we're actually saying it.
Japan
It's
has a
wild.
thing that can take your dreams and then play them back as a movie.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. Are you ready for this?
It's your truth.
No, it's the truth.
The truth.
The truth.
I didn't know I was sitting next to.
Mr. Objectivity?
Yes. Go ahead.
So, did you know that God is real?
100%.
God is real, and let me explain something. I get into debates with atheists, and they think when you say God, you're talking about like a guy in a robe with a beard flying around, in the clouds or whatever. That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So I'll put it like this. First, there's a bunch of different ways people describe what they believe God to be. Michael Knowles said a great one. Said God is the logos of the universe. That is, there is a belief that you can call it Einsteinian God. God is the superstructure of math, physics, the code of the universe that makes everything and is and all. Now imagine this. We know that things within the universe are of each other. They follow the same rules. Electrons come together with other particles and create elements and all these things, meaning it's all interchangeable. They're all connected. You can say technically we are all one or whatever you want. Consciousness exists as a function of the universe. You're conscious, right? You are sentient.
I'm a sentient being. Yes, I
You
am.
think, therefore you are. Well, your consciousness is a function of the logos of the universe. Mine is as well. There is likely other and greater consciousness, but the point is, this means the universe is conscious. whether it is just the single individual or every individual together. My point is, to describe in Ian terms, all of our consciousnesses are just functions of the logos of the universe, likely connected either through the underlying code, if you want to call it that, or God's will. That is to say, if you are playing a video game like GTA, every character in that game is computed, is created by the processor. So they are all part of the same computer unit, despite being distinct on screen and behaving differently. So when you say you think something and it pops up, this is because your consciousness is connected literally to the universe. And this is, I'm not saying hippy-dippy like you control reality. I'm saying quite literally, you would not exist if your consciousness was not following the code of the universe as a component of it.
So do you believe in simulation theory?
I believe that simulation theory is a way that atheists describe what theologians have been talking about for thousands of years.
So you don't believe in it?
Well,
just as a yes or no, as a possibility. Do you believe in numbers populate the earth?
So let me put it this way: you're asking me if I believe rocks exist.
I'm asking you simple that we live in a simulation, not a ground zero. We could be ground 392.
So I have to answer this in a way that's not a yes or no. Do you believe that rocks exist?
I believe, yes, that I can hold a rock, and I believe
it's a silly
real.
question. When you look at the basics of theology, what simulists describe is like the first page of a theology book. So when you ask me if I believe we live in a simulation, it's like, well, having studied a bit of theology, you can't just say yes, because it's like saying, do you think there's a rock bigger than your fist?
Yes.
It's like, okay, well, how would you know, man? Like,
I see it and I touch it.
My point is, when you ask me if simulation, it's like asking me if I think the ether can be touched. And it's like, well, look, the ether is like an old, archaic way of describing things. Simulation theory is a rudimentary way that people who have no connection to theology try to describe literally page 1 of a theology book.
But I believe in theology too.
My point is, if you ask someone, do you believe that there's a higher power that created this universe for some purpose?
I believe that as well.
I don't know.
Simulation.
I'm taken out on
I
that
believe
one. I'm
that
not
as
sure if there's a
well.
purpose.
So that's why. But when you say, do you believe in the simulation theory, you're removing God from the equation, stripping out the theology, and going to a rudimentary structure.
I don't want to strip out God at all. I'm saying God could be the simulator.
But that's why when simulation theory is not used to describe a theological existence. It's used to describe a secular existence from a theological lens.
But okay, well then I don't mean it like that. There's multiple.
That's why I clarified it.
Okay, thank you, because I'm a God-fearing man, and there's a belief that also aliens created this simulation. There's a whole thing going on now on TikTok that aliens created it, and they gave us the idea of God, so we obeyed the rules. Then there's also,
I hope not.
Do you know what quantum entanglement is? Obviously,
Indeed.
That's real.
I know.
That's
they're
that's scientific.
They're researching
could be happening at a big
FTL
scale.
communications with entanglement.
So-
On a grand scale,
so,
imagine
wait.
if our sun was entangled with the galactic core and all these stars are entangled.
See, now you just went off on a little bit of a tangent there.
That's
Thanks.
normal.
But what I'm saying is, I believe in God, but I also believe that the God and the science could be connected. It doesn't have to be atheist. I'm not an atheist.
Let me ask you though. Do you think you played GTA?
Not enough, but I know enough about
Do
it.
you call it a simulation?
GTA is 100% a video game that is looking realer and realer by the second. Can I finish? Can I finish?
But
Is that when I look at it, I see LA becoming more like the game.
But I had a question. Do you call it a simulation? You don't.
It
Nobody
is.
does.
Well, kind of is, isn't it? It's a simulated reality.
It's kind
Yeah, you
of,
could
but
argue
no
it
one
is.
calls it a simulation.
I don't know if that's true, bro.
There's
So
like
I think
simulation
I think
video
a better
games,
word
you know,
for
Sims-
simulation
The
theory is
Sims.
construct theory.
I know, but you're just using the words and you're going to trip me up.
But
Just
you-
keep
okay,
it
so-
simple.
No, because
Construct.
simulation theory, the reason I wouldn't say yes to that is because it implies we were here to simulate some specific thing. But that's an assertion outside of what the actual argument is.
Bro,
the argument made by simulists is that the universe was constructed for some reason by an advanced civilization.
Let's stay here. I'm not on a dogma of all this. I'm open to it. But what I'm saying is I used to believe I have free will. And one of the reasons I never want a Neuralink because I don't want them putting ideas directly in my fucking brain.
They already are, bro.
Albert Einstein disagrees with that, actually.
Bro, they're already doing it. What are you talking about?
But I don't know if I have free will now. I'm starting to think that everything, I'm almost a sim character. You're talking to a super opinionated person that believes he's a sim character.
You weren't paying attention to all of the subtle manipulations that our booking agent was doing when booking you?
The way she stood,
So let me, the
temperature in the room.
The big reveal. Lisa actually included the scream mask in the initial email. And
Whoa, it's subliminally.
little pictures of California, and he showed up wearing the shirt and the hat. And
Hawaii Ghostface.
That proves it.
Here's an example of what we were talking about earlier. I want to say something.
Some people are gonna believe
this
that.
is a horrific This made my career, so I'm very grateful. But this is a horrific thing what Ghostface did. But this is what we were talking about earlier about desensitizing. They now put Ghostface on a shirt, like, hey, have a pina colada with Ghostface. They put Ghostface on pencil cases, Ghostface on like happy, like this is what you're saying. This is Ghostface is crazy, and they make it.
It's weird, right?
Yes.
It kind of like neutralizes what it was meant to.
Dude, so what you were saying earlier is this. But, dude, I'm saying is this. I believe I'm not an NPC, but I do believe that there more and more evidence.
I got bad news for you.
That's your opinion.
No, I got bad. No.
That's your opinion.
No, it's a fact.
And I also believe in God. Do you believe in angels and demons?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe in aliens? Do you believe the demons are aliens?
They might be, yeah.
Okay.
But I got bad news, Jamie. You're an NPC. No, hold on.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are, and so am I.
No, I'm not. I have opinions.
No,
People enjoy them.
You're an NPC. I am Phil is the only one. There's only one person who's not an NPC.
Who?
Ian.
I actually thought that for a lot of years, dude.
We are all just NPC characters in the Ian game.
So that's my question. Is this the Ian game?
No,
Ian's
well, yes,
manifesting
but it's also the
everything.
Jamie game, and it's also the Tim game. Like, it is.
Right now, are you... That's a question that will break my brain. Are 4 different realities happening? In my reality, I'm getting this, but Ian's getting one, you're getting another. Is that, you know what I'm saying?
Well, do you know about
A lot more than 4.
quantum immortality?
Yeah, 1,000%.
So it may actually be that with infinite universes, you are the god, or I shouldn't say god, but the avatar of your universe, and that your universe follows you.
It's like an anchor being from Marvel.
So then how can you doubt the simulation theory?
Well, again, to clarify, the problem with simulation theory is that it removes advanced knowledge, or I should say philosophies. I describe simulation theory as like a computer nerd atheist discovering the first chapter in a theology book and being like, whoa!
Can you guys, like, elevator pitch the simulation
I
theory? What is
really
it?
simple.
In, like, 30 seconds.
Simulation theory is that we live in a simulation of reality that we don't actually
That was created by
exist
advanced
in.
beings.
Okay,
for
that's
a
part of it.
purpose.
No, it doesn't have to be advanced. Bro, who's the guy that sold Minecraft? Nods?
Yes.
Notch.
Yeah,
So consider simulation theory that we're all a product of a Notch character.
indeed.
I think it is.
But why does that Notch character, why can't he be
Because
a god? Not Notch,
because
but
the argument is that
can
why can't it be an ethereal
because
being?
the argument is that it could be an AI.
100%. That's a very believable
And
theory.
that's part of simulation theory. One component is that a civilization created an AI that simulated their reality for the purpose of
a learning school.
No,
a
no, no,
Harry
no, no, it's-
Potter Academy.
The point is, we create an AI and we tell it simulate a reality where penguins can fly. We want to see what happens.
Yes.
So
So
that
far I'm
was
with
actually
you.
there's actually a show. Was it a Black Mirror episode where the
Again, that's all true.
the simulation is ending, and then they were like, we're coming. The guy comes and says, yes, your world is coming to an end. And she's like, what? Why? And he goes, we just wanted to figure out what would happen if penguins existed, and we did. So it's over.
Okay. So why is that unbelievable? Here's an example.
I didn't say that it was unbelievable. I said that's you have discovered the first page of a theology book, and you're asking me if I believe page 1.
But I do. I'm with you. So you're getting too like technical on the description of it. But
The problem I have with simulation theory is that it's like acting as though boulders don't exist because you saw a rock.
it's
It's like asking me if I believe in igneous rocks.
I think that
Here's a great example.
free
I'm
will
gonna
and
shut up.
determinism.
I'm
I
going
want
to
to
make
talk
it
about
local. I'm going to make it local. Right there's a sphere. One of the biggest things I ever talked about in Vegas, the sphere. I flew out of Burbank. Do you know what's next to Burbank Airport?
Not the sphere.
It's the sphere tester ground.
Oh, really?
So everything you do, now I did put in Burbank because all the best technicians are in Burbank. So everything they're about to do, what do? And they learn goods and bads in what? The Burbank sphere. So that sphere is a simulation of the Burbank sphere.
Is it a little one?
It's a little smaller.
It's not. It's
So there's a, you know what I'm saying?
So you think
I
life
wouldn't
is
call it a
a
simulation.
I
Simulacrum.
practice.
Simulacrum.
What I'm saying is
Yeah.
this: he's getting so technical on the term. Where I'm saying is, it could have been an AI. It could have been aliens. Now, my highly
That's
religious,
not what I'm saying.
My religious friends will say, "There's no aliens. They're demons." So it depends on what you believe.
I think it's
What I am
I,
saying is,
not just
simulation theory insinuates or starts on the from the assumption there's not a God.
I didn't know that. Well, I don't believe that.
So again, when atheists and computer nerds go, what if like some advanced civilization created the world that we're in? I go, stop. That's page 1 of religion class, bro. Your simulation theory is not new ideas.
It's like chemical
It's
soup.
an atheist secular way of describing what any theologian will tell you from 2,000 years ago.
I just don't know if there's intelligence behind it. If there's sentience is causing the formation of the psychosis, you know, like the chemicals smashing
now,
together
hold on,
that
hold
are
on.
us.
Do you believe in evolution?
It's getting weird, bro.
Do you believe in dinosaurs? Do you think dinosaurs were real?
I'm starting to question it.
Because here's
Bro,
what I'm
I'm
going to say.
starting to question
When
if,
we met-
if
when-
this Earth isn't a pancake.
Because maybe. But let me tell you, when you play GTA, right?
I don't play it that much. Go
Nobody
ahead.
built those buildings. No construction crew made those skyscrapers.
God,
a
sounds like I'm on mushrooms.
programmer clicked buttons.
Yeah.
And they exist.
Okay.
Now imagine going to someone and telling them that skyscraper was not built. God made it. They'd be like, "You're nuts." But in our simulations, our simulated realities like GTA, it's actually true. No characters in that game ever built that. The coder manifested it into existence.
100%.
So if we were in a simulation, it's possible. Nothing was built. Everything has always been because the simulation, the creators of reality made them exist, including dinosaur bones.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with that.
But you're wrong about the Earth being a pancake. It's a donut. It's round and hollow.
That's not wrong. Do you actually believe that? There's okay, hold on. Let's stay here because this is where I'm at now. I like this. Do you believe?
I'm sorry, flat and hollow.
Do you believe predictive programming? Do you believe media is just like, hey man, he's just making a cool album, and oh, that was a good movie? All right, you're talking to a guy that's in the business, or do you believe that everything is a work?
I don't think that
Everything is wrestling.
I don't believe that everything is. Look, I'll put it like this: this show gets a massive audience, and literally no one tells me what to do or say.
1,000%.
So some things are the you know.
But
we
do you
know
believe in predictive programming in popular media?
explain what you mean by specifically.
Hints.
I mean,
Like,
it's got to
for
be
instance,
yes because chaos theory.
So
Every
hold on.
butterfly
Predictive programming
wing flap.
typically refers to the government.
It's a deep thing, dude. I don't
the
wanna lose
governments
you.
or intelligence agencies or special interests will make a movie or show to prime an audience to accept something as true.
Yes. Well, the CIA is 1,000% deep in Hollywood. You know that.
And we know that the military was helping to promote military games because they wanted military and war to seem fun and cool.
100%.
They also wanted to use the finger dexterity training and hand-eye coordination.
There's a game called America's Army, literally released to train dudes. But
Yeah.
in
So
the
we're
rap
on the same
industry,
page.
Yeah.
We're predictively programming people right now. So what do you want to program everybody with?
Well, you can just simply go to music and how they change the frequency of it, all of that stuff. But
That's
From 432 to 440.
no
different megahertz.
Other way around.
Different
Other way around,
megahertz.
I think,
They changed the
You
key
can
to
look
A.
in movies, and not all of them are true, but there's a lot of Simpson things that they will say. They're going to say, but there's a lot of that. In the movie The Terminator, when they're on the bridge scene and they're going on with the motorcycle, that famous scene, the bridge does 9 feet and 11 inches.
yeah.
911. And that's the
What
emergency
does that
call.
It's in probably 9/11 is in probably 50 pieces of popular media.
It's just two numbers.
And it's also the number you call when there's an emergency.
If that's
like,
what you
duh.
believe in, just
Obviously.
so if you believe the universe is random, I don't believe the universe is random at all. Not at all.
No. Mass
Not
formation,
at
dude.
all.
We're built to form.
No way. Everything is all connected and for a reason.
No,
now.
I've already learned that you can manifest things if you're the player character. So Ian somehow is able to do it,
if
but
you,
no one else
if
is.
you go online and you start saying this is real and people believe you, if enough people believe you, it just becomes real. Like it happens.
Manifestation is 100% real. That's almost a science. Do you believe that?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's as simple as this. If I want to build a stronger muscle in my arm, I manifest it by thinking it and then going to the gym and doing
Sure.
X amount. That's manifestation.
Okay, that's not surprising.
But you
so
can.
what you're saying is, if you think to do something, it'll happen.
No, it's the beginning processes
Sure.
of it.
But people think manifesting is you sit there and you go, and it rains.
No, it's not exactly.
or you poop.
That's not exactly it.
Both
but
if you're lucky.
if you
Both if you're lucky. I don't
Be
know.
a nice day.
Depending where you are.
Yeah.
if you want to work in Hollywood as an actor, I don't suggest you take a job at a Chili's in Detroit. You move to Hollywood
Sure.
and you sign up as an extra and you get
But that's
on a
not
set.
manifesting.
Yes, it is because it starts that
Okay.
way.
Predictive
if
programming.
Manifesting
No,
is
it's-
when you create a vision board, and every day you wake
That's
up.
also part of it.
And people like Robbie will be like, I'm trying to find parking by his apartment. He was just manifest a parking space. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, if you believe it'll come. And I'm like, bro, come on. You're not
It's-
helping me find parking, bro.
It's not
Did it work,
totally
though?
like that, but it is a putting the positivity out there.
Dude,
all I
I've
know is
experimented
this.
with YouTube because in the beginning I was just a guy, and then I started doing YouTube in 06. I got relatively
Yes.
famous very fast, and it was not just
loves to drop that 06 channel.
Yeah, 06 because it was early, but it wasn't just I wasn't just a character in a movie. Like they saw your movies, they know your character, but they didn't know you yet.
Mm-hmm.
Once they know who you really are, then they start to believe you, the
He had
things
a-
you're saying. Then when you say something is real, like they believe it, and then it starts to have this esoteric effect on reality.
That is manifestation. You're creating a thing, but it's different. I understand what he's saying. He's just saying like the whole like, but that's different. But
Ian was one of the first people on YouTube. He started a Jamie Kennedy commentary channel where he watched your movies and just commented on them.
I was big flaccid for Steam.
Thank
for,
you.
For, yeah,
What?
it was hot.
I
Did I say the
appreciate
right?
that.
I don't know if the words came out
Hey,
exactly.
big-
as
What
I
did you
meant
say?
them.
Big
flaccid. I'm bringing
was
it back.
hot.
Big flash.
Hashtag. Yeah, I thought Scream was a great movie. Is what I was saying.
All
The
right.
movie was actually very
You say so.
Dude, the power of manifestation is legit. That's what I want to do right now. It's like, okay, yeah, there's a lot of bullshit in the world, but if you say, it's not like you don't want to be like disturbed to the point where you say something is real when it's obviously not and it's dangerous for people, but you can change the way people perceive situations, which then lead to their behaviors changing, which lead to different outcomes.
I think that me and Tim agree on a lot, but he just gets so locked in the technicality of things like, if you believe that, it means there's no God. I believe in a God. I just believe that God could be the
point is,
programmer.
if you tell someone you believe in simulation theory, that means something.
Okay, I'm open to it. How about that?
Right, my point is that when I went to Catholic school growing up, they taught us all of these ideas of simulation theory were like the first thing I learned in kindergarten.
I never remember hearing that at all. I remember the garden, and then there was a 100.
God, no, actually, the
there-
first thing they said was in the beginning there was nothing, and
yeah.
God created light,
Okay.
He created dark, He separated the light from the dark. And I said, oh. And so if you think back thousands of years ago, when even longer perhaps, when they're describing how an all-powerful being manifested reality, and then someone goes, but what if it was a computer? No one said it wasn't.
No, well, I remember some of that, but I do remember the garden, and there was a million different fruits you can eat.
That's substantially different from creation, though. That's you're not talking about the creation of.
Well, all he said was just don't eat the one fruit.
The mushrooms.
And of course, what did Eve do?
It was an
ate the
apple.
psilocybin.
He
Yeah.
It
was
was an
like-
apple.
He's
Of
like,
course,
why did you
that's-
bite the apple?
that's
She's
the
like, because
kid's
I
version
wanted
of
to.
it.
The kids were.
You have 909,000
because-
fruits.
Because the
Ain't
snake
no
told
man
her.
gonna bring her down.
They blame
She
the
gotta fight
snake, dude.
patriarchy.
If it was actually a mushroom, why wouldn't they just say the mushroom?
Because if you really eat mushrooms, you overthrow the government and they want to control people.
Oh.
You're a free thinker.
Oh,
Okay.
bro, actually, though, I just got a
Thank you
theory
for
in my
clearing
thing
that up.
Bro,
yesterday.
did you ever see Iron Sky?
Acid was 100%
Oh, man.
government.
Acid?
Manson was
though,
part
we
of
know
that CIA
That's
app.
like declassified.
MK Ultra.
Did you ever guys see Iron Sky where the Nazis are actually aliens? You haven't seen this one?
No.
So the Nazis are aliens that came to Earth, and they one Nazi. There was an alien time. They weren't Nazis yet. Injected their immortality elixir. It's got a word or whatever into an apple and fed it to his monkeys. He was genetically engineering, and they became humans.
Oh, that's another
You
possibility.
guys got to watch this Iron Sky movie.
Yeah, I think that the
It's
snake
not very
got done
good.
dirty in the Bible myth because they're
Hitler,
like.
Hitler rides a Tyrannosaurus.
So lady goes out to get the fruit. She's like, I find some mushrooms. I'm gonna go feed my and then it's like, but God said I shouldn't be eating these mushrooms, and God's like, it's my house. And then she's like, and then the snake's like, eat them, and she's like, well, okay. The snake told me to do. She's already
I'm
probably
gonna
tripping at this
simplify the
point.
story.
So she brings the
I think it
mushrooms
was a
back, gives them to
lizard, right?
Adam.
And it
Adam's
took
like,
me
I'll
a
just eat
snake.
whatever you give me, baby, because you're my wife. He probably should have done diligence. She obviously blames this, and he's like, "Where did you get these?" He's like, "She gave them to me." And he's like, "Where did you get these?" She's like, "He told me to do it." And the snake's like, eh. And it's like, bro, don't put it on the snake. He should have questioned what this food was before he ate it. She should have questioned.
I think the issue is that God should not have punished Adam and Eve because he should have known that the woman doesn't know better.
But they blame the snake. That's my problem with that poor snake, dude.
There's a lot of women mad at me for that one.
They ain't great. Listen.
Can I tell you just real quick? Like, imagine a story where it's like a guy invites Ian and his girlfriend into his house, and he's like, "Yeah, look, I know you guys are on hard times, but my house is big. It's a mansion. It's beautiful. Just, feel free to do your thing. I've got food. Just please don't eat my golden apples. They're expensive and they're mine." And then I walk in one day, and Ian's sitting there with his girlfriend eating my golden apple, and I'm like, "Bro, what the fuck?" And you're like, "What?" I'm like, "You're eating my golden apple, dude." And he's like, "Eve gave it to me." And I'll be like, "Dude, I don't care who gave it to you. I asked you not to do this. Get out of my house."
And she'll be like, "But the cat told me to do it."
I'm like, "Oh, okay, I believe that. Get out."
That's exactly what happened, dude.
Wait.
That story's
Oh,
wild.
a talking cat.
What about the company?
You know it's a talking cat. You made it. That's besides the point.
He's your cat.
What about the company that wants to recreate the woolly mammoth?
I'm into it. I mean, I'm into
You're
it
into it?
conceptually. It's got a dangerous slippery slope,
That's
though.
gonna go you know where.
Gigantic monsters.
Genetic replication of the
What's
past.
the point?
It'd be funny. Like, you know how we don't know what animals look like based on their skeletons?
No.
So let me show you, for instance.
My theory is every dead person is coming back. When they
pretty
do
Catholic,
with like
isn't it?
AI.
That's pretty Catholic, isn't it?
the way you're. Yes, I understand.
So,
what
like,
you're
check this
saying.
out, check this
but
out.
like, no, through a lab, the way they're doing it.
So take a look at this.
Is that pterodactyl?
That's a bat.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly. Imagine like you like if somebody found that skeleton, but like, why are its fingers so long?
Yes.
Because you can't see the fleshy materials.
Yes.
So imagine like they're like, we're gonna bring back the woolly mammoth, and it comes out, it's got like gigantic wings or like like just weird body appendages, like trunks coming out its ass.
The raptor apparently
But-
had feathers.
There's no bone.
This is what I'm trying to say, though. You're going over the argument, which this is predictive programming. Jurassic Park did it, and now it's happening.
Maybe-
So what's the but?
But Jurassic Park was inspired by them doing it. That's the point.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
The company wasn't existent then.
No, so
Michael Crichton himself.
Michael Crichton's written a lot of things that are predictive programming, and Soylent Green is
science
going to be one of them.
about genetic engineering inspired him to write a book, What If They Did This? But the science already existed. So, for instance, in Star Trek, when they conceptualized faster than light travel with warp drive, it's because warp was conceptualized before the show, and the show borrowed from it. So when now we have scientists saying we can build warp engines, it's not going like Star Trek. No, art imitates life, imitates art.
As a hypothesis, you're saying.
What do you mean?
Okay. Meaning it was
Genetic engineering was already happening.
in the 90s?
Yes.
Let's find out
Well
when the
before that.
first.
Okay.
Iteration.
Well, they started in Moderna was in the 80s.
Okay, so did the phone in Star Trek, I believe it has the M,
The M on the phone? The
so it
flip
looks
phone?
like Motorola. Did Motorola get it from them?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
But I don't know that that's true. That sounds.
You can look up the picture.
That sounds like something that was made up by somebody.
1973 is the first trace of genetic engineering by Herbert
But with
Boyer and Stanley
animals?
Cohen. First recombinant DNA experiments by transferring DNA between organisms.
See, here's the difference.
Where's the
I
M?
believe.
Where's the M?
See, that's the Mandela effect.
Well, it goes back to the 1970s.
So hold on,
early
hold on.
19
I got one for you guys. I
believe in Mandela
I'm gonna hum a
effects.
song for you, Jamie. I'm gonna hum a song for you. I want you to sing it. Na 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 na. Da 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 da. You know it?
Yes.
Sing it. Sing it.
I
What are the
can't
words?
get. I can't
What
get
are the
that
words?
song in one note.
You know the song, Phil?
We talked about this.
Oh, okay.
The words,
You know the words.
They elude me at the moment.
This is the song that.
never
Wrong!
ends. No,
Wrong!
Really? What are the lyrics?
This is the song that doesn't end.
Oh, it is. This is the song.
Why did you say
that
never?
doesn't-
Give me another
I
one.
don't
'Cause I
know.
don't know that one that well.
Either I learned it that way or someone sang it that
Bro.
way once.
Bro. No.
Yeah, this is the
hold on.
song
This
that
is-
never ends. It sounds familiar. That sounds familiar.
Never ends sounds better
That sounds
too.
familiar.
It does sound better.
Bro,
yeah.
I don't believe it for a second. The CIA is doing this to our brains.
So wait, do you
Hold
believe
on.
in Mandela effects?
Yes, watch.
Oh, good.
Song that
Watch.
Doesn't end, it goes on and on.
Song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend.
What is this?
Some
song?
people
Lamb chop
started
sing-along.
singing it, not knowing what it was,
I buried
and they'll
that.
continue singing it forever just because this is the song that doesn't end.
Yeah, you're right.
Never ends.
You know how I know this is it? They got me. Because when I was a little kid, I watched Lamb Chop. And I remember me and my brother, when we were little kids, singing this song. I did not watch Lamb Chop ever again. There was no point in my life where I looked up a video and we always knew it was this is a song that never ends. Because the song that doesn't end doesn't even sound good.
Wait, are
And
we
now all of
on?
a sudden, so hold on, this is funny. I was talking to my wife and I hummed the song. I said, sing the lyrics. And she goes, this is the song that never ends. I was like, wrong. And she goes, no, it isn't. Those are the words. And I said, nope. And I showed her the video and she goes, that's fake. And I was like, no, it's not. And she goes, this is the internet. It's all fake. And then I said, I'll show you another video from like PBS. And she goes, I don't believe it. I think they put fake things on the internet. And I was like, so you think it's more likely that somebody put up a bunch of fake videos where they AI altered the lyrics of the song than you just got the lyrics wrong? She goes, yes, because we used to sing this. And I was like, yeah, I actually agree. Like,
No.
I know for a fact this song was that never ends.
So
Fight me.
Yeah, that's dead internet theory. So do you believe?
No, that's not dead internet theory.
Okay, that's a different theory. But
Yeah.
I'm with you. So you believe in the Mandela effects?
No, what I believe is that the
'Cause I'm with
internet
you.
is being manipulated. So here's the point. So you know what I said I was going to do? As a joke, I was like, here's what I'll do. I'm going to AI generate, this is the song that will not end. And then I'm going to upload a bunch of AI versions just like this. And I'm going to be like, don't you remember the lyrics? This is the song that doesn't end? Wrong. It's will not. And then I'll play the AI version and people will go, whoa, Mandela effect. My point is it's really easy to take a clip from the old show, which it's not VHS, it's not an original broadcast, change the lyrics in it, upload it, and then freak people out.
So what do you believe the truth is? That
I don't know what the truth is.
you
All
think
I
we're
know
being
is those are not the
manipulated?
words.
Okay, so you
Bro,
believe
I was marching as a little kid in my living room singing that song.
Song that
there's so many Mandela effects that are
Some of them are fake and they annoy me.
But
like
some
the
of
Wonka,
them are-
you see the Wonka Whoopie Pie one?
no.
I'm so annoyed.
Oh, I don't know the movie enough. They said it was a
In Willy
chocolate
Wonka,
pie and it
His
wasn't.
family buys him a pie. He doesn't get a ticket. Then Grandpa sneaks him a chocolate because he wasn't supposed to buy it, and he doesn't win. Charlie then goes out and he finds a coin and buys a Scrumdiddlyumptious bar, and he gets a ticket, and he goes, I found the ticket. He goes, run home, and then he runs home. But now people are, because they haven't seen the movie in so long, they're like, what's this? It's like, go watch the movie. It's in the movie. It's not a Mandela effect. It's flabbergasted.
I do remember the whoopie pie in the movie.
Oh, there are versions of it from Cartoon Planet where they say never ends.
Bro,
apparently.
I watched this show as a kid on PBS.
They used in the original was Doesn't End, and then Animaniacs used it, and then a show called Cartoon Planet used it, parodied it, and it may have used the word never.
Except
in
I
their
watched
version
this
of it.
show. I watched Lamb Chop as a kid.
Well, I think there's something, and I'm going against my own conspiracy here, like revved up like a douche.
Yeah, rev up like a douche in the night.
But remember?
Yeah.
Revved up like a douche.
Yeah.
I thought it was a douche until like 2 hours ago.
I still think
I
it
think
is.
it's
is it not?
revved up like a deuce.
Yeah, it's revved up like a
Obviously,
douche.
yeah.
No, it's
Can't
not
be
obvious.
douche.
It's
Well, I mean,
not.
who would have said douche in
No
the right
one
mind?
knew what it was saying.
Like a douche.
I don't even know what that means.
It's from a song, Blinded by the Light.
No,
light.
what is revved up by a
Like a
deuce?
deuce engine.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm saying is, there are things that we don't know.
The Shazam
I
thing is
memorize
stupid.
sounds a lot of
Or
times
whatever.
instead
Well,
of
he was in
words.
Kazam.
No, he wasn't. That was Shaquille O'Neal.
Sinbad?
No, Shaquille was in Kazam.
Right. The Mandela effect is that Sinbad
Was
was
in Shazam. Well, there's somebody that says they have the tape.
That's not real. Somebody misremembered, Kazam.
By what I'm saying is something can get popular wrongly in the zeitgeist,
Yeah.
and we can misremember it together. But I also do think there's also things that are just crazy, like the Fruit of the Loom thing. I'm pretty sure there was fruit there, and
they
they're
had
saying there isn't.
cornucopia.
The cornucopia
Yeah,
had
right.
fruit. The monocle,
The Jiffy thing is just people confusing Jif and Skippy.
Yes.
that could be
Because
true.
I had Jif. I hate Skippy and I love Jif.
Jiffy was
So as a
popcorn.
little kid, I would always be like, I don't want Skippy, I want Jif.
Chick-fil-A,
Then there's Jiffy Pop.
What about it?
CHIC or CHACK?
CK.
Obviously.
What do you
I
mean?
think it's
I
Chick-fil-A.
think it's a K.
I didn't grow up around Chick-fil-A though, so I don't have.
Yeah,
like,
I
a
do
You
big
think
one.
it's the chick actually with the K?
CHICK.
Okay.
Is it?
Fruit of the Loop, Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops?
Is it 2 O's?
Fruit Loops? 2 O's, yeah.
Fruit
Right.
of the Loom.
I don't remember.
No, Fruit Loops is Fruit Loops, and I think it was Fruit Loops.
What is it? Why?
Those are two different things.
As
though.
opposed to what?
What?
You do this show, you become Fruit
You're really
Loops.
drilling it home.
No, I think it was O, but I think now it's UI.
Oh, you're saying FROOT?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it was.
It is fruit with 2 O's.
Here's another
Yes, and I
annoying
think
one.
it used to be the other way.
Here's another annoying.
always
We
thought
are
it
the
was the other way.
champions. People are like, it's
We are the
supposed-
champions. That's it.
It's supposed to be of the world, and they're like, but isn't it supposed to be of the world at the end? Of the world. And so when the song ends, they just say we are the champions, and it ends, right? It's because there was an edit that was in a movie that they edited the song to have Freddie Mercury say "of the world" as it fades out, and then a lot of people heard that song. I think it was Mighty Ducks or something, and it was an edited version. And now people are like, but wait, why does the album version not have this? Because they're different versions.
That's like
That's crazy. So we are right to say of the world because that's how it's the only way I've ever heard it. So that is correct.
The original version didn't say of the world.
Yeah, but that you had to be a super music head to know that.
No.
The pop culture
It wasn't on
version,
the radio or anything.
pop culture version always had of the world.
No.
the one from the movie, you mean?
There was a special release at the end of like Mighty Ducks or something that they says of the world and it fades out.
Yeah, man. When someone
No.
covers a song and then they're like,
No.
you find the original
You're
artist.
telling
you're like,
me
what?
that the non of the world was the popular one?
Was the original, yeah, on the radio and stuff.
I'm saying that Garth and Wayne. Maybe
You have
did
a
they-
movie. So in a,
Wayne's
a,
World?
I'm
That's
saying
Bohemian Rhapsody.
of the world. That's the way I've always heard we are the champions. Of the world.
It's not
I
in
never,
Wayne's
because you
World,
heard it in the
though.
movie and stuff like that. Yeah,
but
that's the
I
point.
never even seen Mighty Ducks.
Whatever movies it was in had an edited version, and people
So-
remember it from that, and they miss.
So it was the more popular version.
I would
Yeah.
argue that
That was the one that was played in the public more than the one you're
Right.
saying on the album.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
like
Then
on
why-
the radio and stuff, it didn't say of the world, but when they put
I thought
in,
it did.
Oh, and it Live Aid in '85.
Yeah, that's
Freddie
actually
Mercury
the-
did it
the
live and
most
added of the
memorable
world
one.
at the end of the
that-
song.
Right. So those additions, the
That's a
live
big
version
one.
gets played.
In there, at least there's
And
some
it needs
real
to end
world
with of the
evidence.
world.
It should. Journey in their original "Don't Stop Believin'" ended it like "Don't Stop," and it was super cheap. So they fixed it. And they just faded out now. And
Did you
kinda
know
like
that
that, I
before
think.
Take on Me was released, it was originally like a slower, boring version that no one liked.
really,
Yeah.
yeah, that's that Tom Hanks movie. They did that in the Tom Hanks movie. They had that real boring kind of ballad that then the drummer decided.
We're
to
gonna grab
that thing you
Rumble
do.
Rants and Super
That's
Chats,
kinda the
so
ethos of
smash the
movie.
like button, share the show with everyone in your life.
And just remember, your memory is fallible. It changes. It's like warpable.
Just
All right,
remember.
Joey Giggle says, when does a human bone stop a 30-06? When it comes on an angle with a soft tip and hits your vertebrae. Like, it's just ridiculous, man. People just don't want to believe.
So dumb.
R. Sergeant says, 30-06 Full Metal Jacket is armor piercing and is not typically sold. Almost all 30-06 sold in America is either lead or plastic tipped. You have to go out of your way to get Full Metal Jacket
That's
with
not
30-06.
Well, Full Metal Jacket doesn't mean armor piercing either. Like, if it's got a lead core, then it's not armor piercing.
Vacant Stare says, I got 10 years ICU and ER experience. I worked major mass shootings, seen plenty of gunshot wounds. First, bullets are weird. Two, you can get ROSC on fluid MTP patients and they still die. Idiots talk without knowledge or experience.
They're motivated. It's all motivated reasoning.
Spruce Guard says, apparently Twiggs said in his video testimony that he never discussed gender issues or Kirk. What are the odds that this is true? Maybe, I don't know. All right, let's see. Graham says, Tim will not read this. What? The inventor of the Super Soaker created a device that can use heat exchange for power generation using inert hydrogen gas electron exchange, and it has a cooling effect. Hey, fun. Have fun.
Neato.
Metho says, Ian can't change the weather, though.
Ian cannot change the weather with his mind.
Yeah, Ian, make it rain right now. It's 110 degrees. Come on.
Actually,
Give me that moisture. Did you guys see after the fireworks in Vegas that the next day was super cloudy and
change the
overcast?
subject.
We changed the weather with machines that day, but you might also have been involved in it, Phil. Actually,
All right.
because your
Marussia
body has
says,
a magnetic field, the Earth has a magnetic
what
field.
people like Phil
you
who
can-
claim therapy is for girls think about Jordan Peterson or Dr. K. Also, how do we get Tim and Candace to sit and have a debate? Candace won't debate anybody. Brian Atlas offered her $70,000. Dr. Peterson is a clinical psychologist, not a therapist. And who's Dr. K?
Don't know.
Therapy is for girls. See, here's the point. Therapy describes a known practice. If you want to use the root word therapy as in a social practice that someone can engage in to help improve mental health, then men can get therapy. It's called lifting heavy rocks and going to the gym. Women needs social validation by being talked to. This is why there's a trope of women complaining about something, and when the guy offers a solution, she just wants to keep complaining. Because what she's looking for is social validation for her feelings. I'm not saying that derisively, but women get mad when you bring that up. When men feel bad, they should do 10 push-ups. If you're ever feeling depressed, do 10 push-ups. Do 50.
Get some sunlight.
Get sunlight and do push-ups. Guys, the therapy guys need is not sitting down and talking about their feelings. It's working through these things. It's some kind of active dopamine stimulation. Go for a run, accomplish something, and you'll feel better. Indeed.
Yeah, it's good to know what your problems are, but you got to fix them.
Quantum Strange Cork says, tomorrow is my 64th birthday. I need a Phil yell.
Yeah!
Happy birthday.
The Excessive Gamer says, paying money to say that those saying it was not Tyler Robinson are either paid accounts or completely delusional. Either way, they should be ignored. Let's go. It's just so silly, man. But you know what the thing is? Like, I was just at the World Series. There's tens of thousands of people playing. They had 9,200 in the main, but they had 8,000 something in the Ultra Stack. Robbie did really well. He made it to like, out of 8,000, he got to 120th or whatever.
He was mad at himself because he probably could have went further.
It's
Oh, really?
fine.
Okay, it was just overanalyzing.
No, he's just mad that like he didn't make it to first
Frustrated.
place
He's
or
like, I
whatever.
should have
First
folded. I
place,
should have
$4,000, right?
Really
But
played
there's
really
a lot
well.
of people there, and guess what? No one is talking about wackaloon conspiracy Jutard stuff. Like it's just not happening.
Life is about making
not
money,
happening.
baby. Acquire them resources, protect your
Dan Bilzerian
environment.
was there.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, and he busted on day one, I think. And I had a dealer who was dealing to him, and he said that he was like really nice, but he was asking a lot of people questions about things like this and just generally talking about it. And I was like, oh yeah, he talked about the Jews, and the guy made a face, and then some guy goes, but it's not the Jews. He's not talking about the Jews. He's talking about the conspiracy. And I was like, bro, he's talking about the Jews.
Dan's
Like,
definitely talking about
he's
the
definitely
Jews.
talking about the Jews.
You mean like when he puts down a straight and he goes, so the Jews?
He's like,
You
now that I have
doing
your
that at a
attention.
poker game?
When you get busted out, the Jews did it.
Yeah.
All right, one more before we go to that uncensored portion. Sergeant Stoic says, my sim theory, our consciousness need to be transported into these human bodies, all real but made trillions of years ago in order to keep our minds active in cryosleep.
I mean,
Oh, I wrote a book, by the way.
what'd you write?
Good.
It's called The Last City.
When'd you write
It's
it?
being a week ago.
It took you a week?
No, it took me about an hour.
AI?
Yeah, so what I did was, there's a story that I talked about on the show that people have heard. So I just went into Claude and I laid out the story beats. Then it kicked me back, some queries. I hammered out the finer points of the story, which took about 5 minutes. Then I said, now give me a chapter treatment. It drafted a bunch of chapter treatment character lists. I said, refine the characters in this way. Then it gave me a new character list. I said, change their names in this way. Then I explained some story beats, and I said, like, underlying The Last City would be a Christian tradition, because these are people who refuse to go into the Matrix, into the machine, into the Neuralink. So then it changed the structures, changed the factions. Then I drafted another chapter treatment. Then I went through each chapter and said, change this so this happens. And then it rewrites it because it creates a cascade effect. And then I went through each chapter, and then it took about 2 hours. I probably wrote about 5,000 words of direction, not actual story. And then it wrote the full book, to which I gave to Chris Carr and said, do you want to read through this and turn it into a human story? Like, this captured,
That's awesome.
It captured all of my ideas. Now it needs a human to read through it and fix it to make it an actual human. So it's basically, the way I describe it is, instead of writing out each manual word, you have this tangled yarn. And I like weaved this yarn out, and it's all tangled up, and now Chris is going to comb through it and turn it into an actual book. So
Good. That's the way.
he's a writer and editor. He's really good at it. So, and he's like, we got to fix some things.
I just
like,
want to
AI
see
does-
waves of zombies attack the last city, like periodically, once a month at the
That's
blood
not what
moon
the
or
story's
something.
about.
I know, but there should be some outs. There should be
story-
some threat. There's this game called The Last Spell that's like that.
So
That's
here's
why I'm
the
thinking
story.
about it.
Here's the gist of the story. There's one city left. They don't know why humanity collapsed or everything's gone. Just a couple hundred years after, like, news records dry up. It turns out humans adopted Neuralink and decided to live in facilities underground, climate controlled, easier to climate control, where they live in a digital reality where they want for nothing. And so they choose to go into a matrix, and then, but maintenance has to periodically be done on these facilities, which results in a growing last city of largely Christians who refused to adopt these technologies, who lived in rural areas, eventually form a large city, and then it comes to a clash between what, the name for The Last City calls the people in the Matrix the continuation. Mm-hmm. The civilization continued, and they didn't know. And the theme behind the book is that the general religion of the city is that they believe they are the descendants of those who are left behind after the rapture, because their ancestors were sinners, and then they come to learn that in fact they're the true faithful, and the sinners went to go live in a fake paradise created by man, and which leads to conflict. Actually, for the most part, the story is not about the conflict between humans living in the Matrix pods and the Last City. It's mostly about the political ramifications of the Last City's choices when they come to learn that in fact they were truly faithful, and humans are basically like gaunt vampire-looking creatures with like thin skin living in pods. And then the culmination of the book, however, is conflict between the two groups.
So you wrote a futuristic documentary.
Indeed. We're going to go to the uncensored portion of the show. Smash the like button. Share the show with everyone you've ever known. Go do a mass text to all 10,000 contacts. And you can follow me on X and Instagram at Timcast. Jamie, do you want to shout anything out?
Watch my podcast. Hate to break it to you. It comes out on YouTube every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. And then my Patreon comes out every Friday.
And you are also a vibrational simulation. There's something tweaking you at the subatomic level to form your atoms the way they are. That will continue. Congratulations. You follow me at Ian Crossland if you want more.
I am Phil That Remains on Twix. The band is All That Remains. You can check out the band at Apple Music, Amazon Music, Pandora, YouTube, Spotify, and Deezer. In 2 days, on July 11th, we are going to celebrate the 20-year anniversary of our seminal record, The Fall of Ideals. You can go to our website, allthatremainsonline.com. We've got a bunch of cool things going up for sale to commemorate the 20-year anniversary of that record. You can check that out. Don't forget, The Left Lane is for crime.
Nice.
All right.
Great to have you back, Tim. This show flew by, and Jamie, thanks for coming on. I can't wait to get into the after show. Second to last night in Vegas, and you can follow me at Carter Banks everywhere, and follow our label at Trash House Records on YouTube.
We'll see you all over at rumble.com/TimcastIRL right now. Still staying live. Thanks for hanging out.